I would request all the students to please rise up as Sir is coming up on the dais. Thank you. You may take your seats.
Good morning. Dr. Dipendra Kumar Jha, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Adamas University, members of governing body, Honorable Pro-Vice Chancellors, registered, all deans, faculty members, all who are official present, and of course, my dear student of first year undergraduate and postgraduate courses. First, I thank you for having chosen Adamas as your home away from home. I further extend my gratitude to parents and guardians for having entrusted Adamas with the education of their children and wards. It is with hopes and aspirations, dreams and ambitions that you are on this campus this morning. Everything is new for you. New classrooms, new teachers, new friends, and even new technology. But this institute towers tall and will be standing like a spreading trees of knowledge for decades to come. So you have come to the right place and you have made the correct decision by joining Adamas. I have had a rich experience of over 35 years. People from every field of education and walk of life have received their ideas for the development of nations to me. Teachers from primary schools have shared their vision for developing education in their villages and towns. Students from small places have showed their hunger, help solve pressing issues. Higher secondary teachers, college teachers, deans, director, vice chancellors, specialists from the different fields have shared their thoughts on building a knowledge society. I have tried to incorporate all their ideas while endeavoring the Adamas University. My visits to the different parts of the country have always provided me with unique experiences which made me understand the aspirations of the people and the good work done by many, and above all, the power of youth. Many things point to the need for the meaningful change in education. Change around the world is driven by existing new research on how the brain works and how the people learn. Learners must not only develop what they know, but also skills, attitudes, and values that will help them be capable people. For this to happen, they need to actively take part in their learning and are motivated by it. We are in the information age. New technology that supports learning is also driving change. New tools allow students to connect with the others all over the world. A mountain of the information is easily accessible with just the click of a button. The teachers no longer hold all knowledge. They are now the critical coach, showing students how to select and work with, add to, and apply information in meaningful way. We have a concept of campus life 24/7. A student can easily adjust his or her study time as all education supports facilities like the libraries remain open. Video streaming of the classes are available to the students for records and reference. We lay special emphasis on the interdisciplinary learnings. During my visit to Europe and the USA, I have seen that a student of the computer science, for example, after completing his studies, decides to do a course on law. He may be an expert in the technologies of cyber security, but he has to realize that he needs an understanding on cyber laws as well. As an engineer, while trying to design medical equipment, is realizing that he needs medical knowledge as well. Unfortunately, in our country, this interdisciplinary concept is not to taken off. But at Adamas, we have already taken steps for interdisciplinary education. Adamas lays special emphasis on the sports. The result is that Adamas students have won highest number of medals in Khelo India within the state. Therefore, all my student sports persons who are have here today, your time starts now. We offer scholarships on merit, means and sports excellent up to 100%. Adamas has provided major boost to sports. Therefore, at Adamas, we have something for everyone. Every student will find something interest to do. Your arrival at Adamas University marks a new chapter in the story of your life. But this chapter is a bit different. The preceding chapters were largely written by the others, your parents, guardians, and families, teachers, and like. Now you will be the principal author of the next chapter. You have the opportunity to determine the direction, the plot, and the tempo of your story. This can seem as scarce as it is existing, as challenging as it is in the empowering also. But the great thing is that you are doing something that you have chosen to do, not something that was chosen for you by others. Let me now spell out something very for a few important for you. Keep sight of your goals. Life on campus is colorful. There are the many activities you can be part of, and I do wish that each one of will find your part in some of them. We do not want you to be just gathering information from here, but we want you to learn character and discipline, compassion, and above all, understand the meaning of life. I have always been a teacher. Nothing gives me more joy than to interact with the student. Even today, I make it a point to go to classes and personally speak to students. The enthusiasm and resolve of the students gives me energy. I have always tried to solve problems of students, academic and non-academic. I feel touched by the faith that the students and their parents respond on me. And dear students, I invite you to explore the outstanding teaching, scholarship, supports, flexibility, and a wide range of academic programs and extracurriculum offerings which Adamas has. All these elements come together to create a transformational students' experience. Our students are the emerging leaders who will help shape tomorrow's world. As it is said, you do not have to be the great to start, but you have to start to be great. Even one who is an expert today in anything was once a beginner. You have come to the right place. You just need to make a sincere start. Dream higher than the sky and deeper than the ocean. No matter where you are and what you do, never stop believing in yourself, because the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can, and let the adventure begin. Remember, it is the heart to build them to destroy. Therefore, do not even lose hope. Do not judge your day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. Nothing is really over until the moment you stop trying. Take pride in how far you have come and have faith in how far you can go. Engage in continuous learning and change when required. Do not be afraid of difficulties in the path because a ship in harbor is safe. Let me now spell out. Thank you for all the students. I think you will enjoy the campus life and the student life. Thank you.
A big thank you, sir. And it was always a great pleasure to listen to your highly inspirational talk and always perfectly pitched to the crowd. I would request the console team to keep the video presentation ready. There's a small message for all the newly admitted students to Adamus University from Dr. Partho S. Ghosh, a member of the governing body, Adamus University. I would request the console team to please start the video.
Greetings from Boston, Massachusetts. I consider it is my special privilege and honor to welcome you to Adamus University. August 23rd was indeed a very special milestone in your journey through life. How you utilize the Adamus experience in the next 3 to 4 years will determine how you transition from being a high school student taken care of by your parents, your relatives, your grandparents, your neighborhood, your para uncles and aunties, to becoming adults when you, after 3-4 years, will begin taking care of people around you, which in turn will define your value in society. It is indeed a big transformation, similar to a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. I'm sorry because of schedule conflicts that I could not share the thoughts on the first day of the university. But as long as you hear them in the first 3 to 5 days of your life at Adamus, it is my hope you should be able to make the most of the Adamus experience. Please keep in mind a very small percentage of the population in your age group in India, in fact around the world, has the luxury to go to a college. So all the more transformation that I'm talking of is important for our nation, for our world, and you do not have a choice. So such a transformation is possible if you follow several guidelines. These guidelines are very personal to me, which I have kind of crystallized in my mind over the last 4 decades of my service, my work with society, and I'm still a student. First, use your time 7 days a week, 24 hours a day in a most efficient fashion. Time is most precious gift of God. Once lost, you lose it forever. On the other hand, when time well utilized, length of your time also stretches. So it is really up to you how you want to use each and every second in your Adamus experience. Second, be conscious of developing yourself physically, intellectually, and spiritually. Visit physical grace, physical strength, physical stamina, along with your intellectual and spiritual development, must be harmonized. It is not only about studies, it is about developing your mind, your spirit. It also is about developing your muscles. Choose a couple of sports which you like and play it hard. Play hard, work hard, and take care of yourself in a most graceful fashion. Third, experiment with yourself. Please try things which you did not try before. Take risks so you can discover who you are really, what you are capable of doing, what is your vision of the future, where is your passion, so you could commit to a few things that will make you the most valuable member of society. Unless you experiment, you will never know who you are and what you might be capable of doing. Fourth, develop meaningful relationships with your fellow students, with your faculty, and the staff at Adamas. Get to know them and really get to know them. Help them to discover themselves as they will help you to discover who you are. So building relationships, building the spirit of camaraderie is extremely important. And that is an art that you must develop as soon as you begin your Adamas experience. And it should be a lifelong approach, a lifelong commitment to building bridges with people whom you know, you may not know, but building bridges which are stable, which are robust, and which has got meaning should be one of your prime objectives of life. Fifth, finally, when you study a subject, whether it's physics, or chemistry, or mathematics, or history, philosophy, economics, not only study for getting good grades, of course you will. More importantly, try to understand the fundamentals. So much so, feel free to question the fundamentals until you are fully satisfied. If you are not satisfied, you should be able to push your thinking so that you could develop your own laws, your own principles, as did Meghnad Shah, who has got the Shah ionization equations. He also worked in Calcutta. Shatyan Bose, known for Bose-Einstein equation, the God particle called boson. Jagadish Bose, known for understanding plants have emotions. C.V. Raman, known for Raman rays, also a Nobel Prize winner. Now, these individuals, they studied hard, but at the same time, they challenged the current to create the future, to create new principles, new laws, what defines the unknown laws of nature. So please develop the habit to question the unknown, explore spaces beyond the horizon. I know your chancellor, your vice chancellor, your deans, the respected members of your faculty and staff are all eager to work with you to help you to follow these 5 guidelines that I've laid out. Personally, when I visit Kolkata next time, if your VC, Vice Chancellor, permits, I will look forward to meeting you in your wonderful auditorium and perhaps have a question answer session with you on what we have discussed in the last 5 minutes. In the meantime, please accept my warmest wishes to begin a journey which I hope will be truly beautiful, meaningful, and wonderful. And in the process, you will make your family members proud, your community proud, your university, Adamas, proud, your state and nation proud, and most importantly, you will feel comfortable with yourself along all the 3 dimensions that I talked about, the intellectual dimension, the spiritual dimension, and physical dimension. Finally, I'd like to leave with you 2 of my very personal quotes. First, if it is to be, it is up to me. In other words, if you believe in something that you want to achieve, it is only up to you to achieve that. Great leaders, they do not find excuses, they only find their own temperament to take their thoughts forward. Second, I strongly believe in it. With divine within and egos outside, possibilities are limitless. Mark the word, with divine within egos outside, possibilities are limitless. And the third one, I truly believe what we want to achieve is never limited by how much resources we have. It's not about dollars, it's not about rupees, it is how much your vision you can stretch and how you sharpen your own passion to realize the dream. So if you keep these three statements in mind, you will find your own direction, which would define your personality, your gravitas in society. With that, once again, wish you all the best and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. It was so nice and great to hear to Dr. Ghosh. Heading ahead, I would now take the opportunity to welcome Professor Dr. Dipendra Kumar Jha, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Adamus University, who is a well-versed administrator with years of experience in research, training, teaching, industry, and administration. Prior to joining Adamus University, he was the Vice Chancellor of University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, Dehradun, and Vice Chancellor of G.D. Goenka University, Gurgaon. Dr. Jha had received Doctor of Engineering degree in Electrical Engineering from Hiroshima University, Japan. I would now take the privilege of calling upon Professor Dr. Jha to share a few words to the students.
All right, good morning one and all. I can't hear anything. Good morning. Slightly better. Can we try once again? Good morning. This is what the energy I need. Well, taking cue from Honorable Chancellor and Dr. Ghosh, who was the next speaker, if you had marked two things, 2 points. Honorable Chancellor in his address said one thing, that those who are experts today were one day beginners. That's number one. And the second speaker said that whatever you know, he himself, he talked about himself that he still considers himself as a student. And these are the 2 points you must take into consideration. Today, probably you are here and, in this epitome of, this learning, the temple of learning, but then what you would feel that you will become an expert or you will become a graduate, one day expert in your own area. But even if you do so, which eventually you are going to learn, you are going to acquire knowledge, skill, and right attitude. But what is more important is you need to keep learning and always feel that you are a student. Why so? I would like to touch upon some of these things, the reasons in some of the slides that, my presentation that will follow now. So let me welcome you once again to the university, and I will straight away go to the vision of the university. Just take a deep breath and read it out. Who we are, what we intend to do. We want to become an internationally recognized institution of higher learning. And how we want to become that, you can see there, through excellence in interdisciplinary education. So I think Honorable Chancellor also pointed out this, that interdisciplinarity is the key. So you may have joined your own program today, maybe law, history, geography, or whatever you have come here to study for. But I think the point is, you will not only become a physicist if you have come here to study physics. You need to understand the interdomain, the other side of the story, because in life you are going to walk together. It will never be your own domain. And of course, education, research, and innovation. Innovation is the key. Preparing, and thus, while you will do, excel in education and research, we will prepare you a socially responsible citizen who will be well-grounded individuals and who will contribute to the nation building. You can just, go through the mission. There are certain bullet points there, and something colored in this red. Employability, outcome-based education, lifelong learning, collaboration, and inculcation of principles, ethical principles. These are certain virtues that they're very important for the university, and you all will be going through this. I come to the core values of the university, and core values means each and every member of the university, right from the chancellor to someone at the gate, security guard, or a student, or a gardener, everyone is actually bound by. They all follow this thing blindly, and they are respect, innovation, accountability, commitment, and positivity. So we will be respectful to each other all the time. We do the things that we are doing in the most innovative fashion. And innovation is you are trying to achieve, the better result, and you will not go to the, previous, the position where you would have started with. The third is you will be held accountable, not only for the student, we all accountable for what we are supposed to do. The third is commitment. We shall remain committed to the cause, to the purpose that we all believe in. Imparting quality education for you, becoming a student, true student, a torchbearer of the university, and then always stay positive. So these are certain core values that we all adhere to. Some facts and figures. We are currently around 5,000 students with 10 schools, and you can see there, School of Engineering, 5 of the school you belong to, and 5 other school students had this program yesterday. I'm sure that you are aware. School of Engineering and Technology, Life Science and Biotechnology, Medical Sciences, Business and Economics, Law and Justice, Media and Communication, School of Basic and Applied Sciences, School of Liberal Arts and Cultural Studies, School of Education, and School of Smart Agriculture. These are the 10 schools, and there are 70 plus programs. So you have also enrolled to one of those programs. There are 70 plus programs ranging from diploma to the PhD level. We have diploma in pharmacy, and then of course in all programs we offer up to PhD level. We, of course, we know that, industry collaboration, industry interface, industry experiential learning, which is important. You all will be going to, do internship in your relevant area, relevant industries. So that's 100%. We, year on year, we have been achieving. And then 93% of the placement in top countries, top companies, you will get to know that which companies come here and what are the processes, etc. In later part of the day. But what is important is this 93% is less than 100, because many of you would like to go for higher studies, as well as you would like to start your own venture. You would like to start your own companies, incubation thing that you will do. So for startups, rest of the people are covered there. We are recognized, by University Grant Commission and all the relevant, regulatory councils, for example, BCI, PCI, NCT, etc. So these are some of the facts. While we while we follow some of the best practices, while we have pioneered some of the things at Adamas, which I am going to discuss in subsequent slides, we have been conferred with some of the awards and honors. I have actually not put many of them here just to give you a glimpse. I chose to include here QS IGOS. I'm sure that many of you, if not all, are aware that QS is one of the world's leading ranking and rating agency, which actually rates universities not only in India but entire globe. And we subjected ourselves for rating, and they did it actually. Overall, we achieved gold. But if you see, some of the categories that we have fared, and the most important categories are teaching and learning, where we achieved platinum badge, which is the highest badge that one gets. In academic development, we were the first university to get diamond rating in the country. And in employability, we faced another diamond. There are other categories as well. We received a diamond badge for social responsibility and etc. There are so many other categories, but I thought of putting these things here because they actually matter to you most. Teaching, learning, and academic, how we impart education, how we work on the curriculum, how we work on different aspects of your journey at Adamas, and then how we fare at employability. Because end of the day, you all need to be employable. You all need to fetch a job for you. Now, you have seen the theme of this event, but it's not about the event only. We actually truly believe that something that we are actually going to prepare you for life. When I say that, when we are going to prepare you for life, you will be here for, say, 2 years to 5 years, depending on the course that you have chosen, depending on the programs that you have chosen. For example, 2 years program, and then for the law, LLB, BBLLB or BLLB students will be here for 5 years. You will be imparted, you will be given the relevant contemporary knowledge, skill, and attitude. So knowledge and skill you will be given, but the third important part is the attitude part. Why we say that's the important part? Because we need to know how to learn newer things that come your way going forward. It's not about becoming relevant or becoming while you are joining workforce, but staying relevant for entire life. That's more important, because we know things around us are changing at a faster pace, quicker than probably we would have anticipated. I will just take you through some of the slides that I have prepared, just to give you a glimpse that what changed in last probably 20 years or so. Just take a look at some of these slides. These things became obsolete. I don't know how many of you have actually used them, but they are not long back. Less than 1 to 2 decades, these things were being used. I have used many of these things, almost all of them, and my colleagues here have done the same. Some of these things maybe you would have done, used it, but then they are no longer in use now. So when you go to join workforce, you need to think that you need to be relevant for the workforce for 3 to 4 decades. And things are changing quite fast. So anything that you learn is not going to last forever. So what's that approach that you should actually acquire? What is the attitude that you should have so that you stay relevant for rest of your professional career? That's what is important. Look at these things. I'm not going to explain each of them. Floppy disk. Now you all use computers. You have something in your hand almost like as capable as a computer. But we used to use floppy disk. There was never, when I started, there was not a hard disk in the computer. Now, the first time in second year of my BTech, I got to use that Pentium 1 had come. 95, I think it came Pentium one. And when VA started, it was only the floppy drive, A drive and B drive. There was nothing called hard drive. And then 2.1 GB of hard disk. I remember when we started, it was great. I thought that time that probably we will never be able to use it. 2.1 GB, and we thought we'll never be able to use it. And now, even the RAM, I'm not talking about RAM actually. I'm talking about the hard disk. They are in terabytes now, and still we feel that probably we'll have to get another. The RAM, I believe that time it was 16 MB. Today, in your mobile phone, you have RAM of 8 GB or even 10 GB, and even beyond. That's how we have progressed. Look at other things also. I'm sure that the overhead projector. Now, today we are using these kind of things for, projection, and this is not the latest thing, by the way. You have something like, VR technology. You can actually feel something, AR and VR, augmented reality. Look at some of these things. The TVs. It used to be so big. I'm not sure how many of you have seen them. Nobody uses. PCOs, to make calls. Maybe you would have watched movies to actually, see these PCOs where people used to make calls. Maps, the normal maps, paper maps. Now every device, every cars are actually fitted with navigation system, latest navigation system. iPods, I'm sure many of you have used it or at least seen it, because iPods are not long back. Apple used to come up with this. Now nobody uses them. Look at some of these things. And this is just to give you a glimpse or give you a feeling that if 5 or 10 years back something was so important and it changed, what will happen next 5 to 10 years? And that's the idea is. So look at, the library having, CD, DVDs, etc. Walkmans, the cassette Walkmans, and then CD, DVD Walkmans, the second one. Radios is still you will find many people using, but they have changed their shape. Even in rural areas, maybe you will find still, people are using. They have not become completely useless, but it has changed its form. The last one is that a pager by Motorola. Earlier it was, the pager system. In order to transmit some, message, text, they used to, page someone. Now you have mobile, handheld device. You don't need actually, some of these things. But they were actually one time they were, considered as a breakthrough innovation. So innovation is something. It's a time specific. It continues to change. Now look at some of the things that had changed in recent years. We are undergoing changes. Look at this. We are actually going through a decade of change. If I take like 5 years back and maybe till now, 5 to 10 years. Look at the things. You all are probably present at most of these social media handles. You are using Facebook, Instagram, all those things. The second one, we used to use, the taxis, the traditional one, that the normal Kali Pili taxis and all. Now you see you have Uber, Ola, etc. That how the experience has changed in recent past. Cryptocurrencies. I'm sure many of you are aware of this, and this is the latest phenomenon, I would say. In last few years, it has come up, and people have started. First, they were skeptical. Still, it is not legal in many countries, etc. But I'm talking about the technology. The concept of bitcoins. That's what I mean. The third one, these devices that you have in hand, they are also a phenomenon. We all are undergoing a sea change. Look at some of these images. I'm sure many of you, if not all, are using UPIs to transfer money. So the cash is going to be probably a matter of past. Those days are not far from now. Still we use cash, but I think this is going to go down and out going forward. Look at the shopping experience. First we used to go to shops, then shopping malls came, and now we don't go anywhere. It's like anytime, anywhere shopping. You are, at comfort of home, you are doing shopping. I remember when I was in Japan, first time in 2005, I saw this eBay. eBay was very popular there, and I'm sure those colleagues who were in US and others, they used to do shopping through eBay. And I was amazed by this fact that, you can do shopping like, you are sitting at home and then you can order anything and everything. Now here, the Amazon came, Flipkart, the Flipkart was actually an Indian venture, and many of others came. Now, in 1997, and 1998, 1990, I said 2019, I mean, Amazon delivered 100% of serviceable PIN codes in India. 100%. So they have covered each and every PIN code that is serviceable in the country. This is how it has spread its wings. See the change. The other one with that VR technology. Now you can actually feel something you don't need to see on a screen. You can actually feel it, 3D. Two people sitting there, they are actually, it's like concept of driverless cars. Still we are using drivers, we are driving our cars, but this is what I'm sure that you all know, that things have changed. Prototypes have already been tested. A couple of companies are already in this field, and very soon, these are all AI powered. You will see that, these will become a reality. So we are undergoing these changes. See these changes. I'm sure many of you like pizza. So I think pizza delivery. Now Zomato and others, they will not be probably delivering. It will be through drones. Some of you are actually going to work on, making those drones here. And this is going to be a reality. So I'm just giving one example here, that pizza delivery, but it's not necessarily this. See the way transportation is going to happen, for some of these kind of things. The second one, two robots shaking hands. Already it is happening. That robots are actually a reality in many of the sectors. The third, the second row, first image if you see, I'm sure many of you were part of this for last 2 years. Online teaching learning. This was also not very, earlier it was not, so great. I mean, of course, it was being used, but not everyone was actually covered. But now each and everyone know about this. So this is also thanks to COVID probably, but then we all have gotten used to this. The fourth one is actually, creating your own, the scientists are actually working on the, creating our own, better version. So we can actually alter the, our own DNAs, the genomes, and then we are actually going to prepare, a better version of a human. So that's what it is, going on at the moment. Now what can we expect in next few years? So first we saw what happened in last 1 to 2 decades, then the decade of change, and now what will happen in next 10 to 15 years from now. Take a look at, I can't give you a complete picture because many of us, we don't know what will happen eventually, but something which is being worked on. The researchers are actually working on some of the things that I would like to show you here. Look at this. 3D printed bones. If, there is a bone injury, it can be 3D printed and actually joined and you're actually fit. So medical science, this 3D printing technology, not only in manufacturing, but manufacturing anything and everything, now it is going to become a reality. See the next one. Brain reading robots. Now the robots will actually, these are AI powered, they will actually read your brain. If you are hungry, it will actually serve you food. You don't need to ask, you don't need to give a command even. It will read your mind. Here in this, a coffee is being served, or say if you are hungry, you want to have a coffee, that also it will read your mind. If you want to have cappuccino, it will read your mind. That's how the power of AI is going to be. And not that far, these things are. Hyperloop. I am sure many of you have heard this word, Hyperloop. This is going to revolutionize the transportation, the surface transportation, I mean. You know, we know about flying, I mean, like airplanes. These Hyperloops are actually going to be like, you know, a vessel which will be running in tubes where there will be no friction, and hence the speed can, you know, go to an extent that it will cross the current airplane's speeds, which is like more than 1,000 miles, more than 1,000 kilometers and above. Inside that vessel and in that tube structure, already, you know, the Tesla owner, that Elon Musk, has started working on this, and there are some others as well who are working on this Hyperloop concept. So this is going to be a reality. The next one, AI-enabled human robots. They will be as good as humans. The robots, actually, I mean, see one image, robots actually asking one person actually to go. So this is to actually give you a glimpse that they are likely to replace many of the things. Mind you, we are creating robots, so we know, and that's why I always say to students, to everyone, that try to understand, try to learn everything that a computer can do in whatever field you are. But then also learn what they cannot do. And we are going to equip you with those virtues here, those things here. See some other visuals. The first one is flying car technology. Now we know that, you know, it's a lot of traffics and all on ground. So while we are talking about Hyperloop structure, Hyperloop, things like Hyperloop, but at the same time we are also talking about flying cars that you can avoid the traffic and actually fly and again come down. That is going to be a reality. Mars as a permanent human habitat, permanent human presence. So maybe today we have, like, you know, house in Kolkata or say or some other place. Now people will think of going to Mars and other places to have their house and say something, habitats there. So this is how things are moving. Some other visuals, if you see 3D printed homes, it can be the home, complete structure can be 3D printed. It's already being done, but then structural strength is an issue at this moment, but scientists and engineers, technologists are actually working on this, and probably they will soon overcome these issues, and it will be a strong structure going forward. So you can actually 3D print whatever you want. We talked about 3D printed bones, and now we are talking about 3D printed houses. The second one is tourism. We think today that, you know, where we would like to go. I mean, today we would like to go to Goa or say Bangkok or any other place. Now you will actually think of space tourism. So, you know, you will be going to a space. Now, this is what is likely to be the future. Imagine the world in 2030. Imagine the world in 2040, 2050, and many of you will walk in 2060 as well. Can you imagine the world, what kind of world it will be, and what kind of thing we should learn so that we stay relevant for next 35 to 40 years of our active life? So what is that, you know, you are going to learn which will last forever? If you talk about knowledge, if you talk about skill, all the skill set that you can acquire today are never going to last forever. Barring some of the fundamental things, fundamental, you know, knowledge like gravitation, I mean, law of gravitation, that will not change, but those are fundamental, statements. I think most of the knowledge also will undergo changes. So in this context, the third element is attitude. That's what going to make you stay relevant for the future, in the future. So there are three things that I thought I can share with you is what we should have. The first thing is ambition. When I started my presentation, I said the vision of the university. That's what the ambition is. Ambition is your vision. How you envision yourself in next few years or eventually. The next is innovation. Innovation doesn't mean that you make one flying object or you make something really great. It's about everything that you do in life. Can you challenge, can you ask questions to yourself that can it be done in a better way? So when you are in class, when you are in laboratory, when you are in wherever, in any walk of life, challenge your beliefs. Ask questions. And this inquisitive mind is important to stay relevant. Be innovative. And the third thing is, when you are doing things, you are bound to fail. My colleagues in subsequent sessions are going to talk to you that how some of these things, how failure is more dominant when you start doing things than success. The success rate is low, but do not afraid of failures. The point is, having this virtue called resilience is important. If plan A fails, go to plan B. Keep trying. And you will learn anything and everything that is required in the future. Because this learning attitude is important, and what we call lifelong learning is the key to success. So we all are learners. When Professor, Dr. Ghosh in the previous video message, he said that I still consider myself a student, he meant that he is a learner. And so are we. And we expect and we hope we will prepare you, those virtues of learning, that how can you become a learner? We want you to become a lifelong learner. How we do this? So let's see that how we prepare you. What is the structure? What are some of the best practices that we follow? I'm going to talk in next few minutes. Malcolm X said that the future belongs to those who prepare for it. You have to prepare. You cannot just anticipate that, okay, something will come and then I will. You have to prepare for it. Now, how we prepare you here? Let me first take you to the organizational philosophy of the university. We, three different bodies that you see here: governing body, academic council, and finance committee. They are actually by act. These are the supreme bodies in the university by act. The highest academic body is academic council. So all matter related to pertaining to academics. For example, curriculum development, faculty, what kind of faculty should be there, what kind of program we should run, all those things, labs, etc., are actually taken care of by academic council. The finance is actually anything that you do has a financial implication. Getting people on board, right set of people, having state-of-the-art facilities, everything comes at a cost. So the finance committee looks into this, and the highest body is the governing body. They actually take into consideration all the proposals of which are in academic as well as other in nature, and they approve it. So this is what the university, function as. This is how it functions as. But whatever we do, if you see now, is actually for you. We believe that we all exist because of you. It's because of the students. So you are bound to be in the core of everything that we do. Now, who do this? It's the faculty members. We have almost like 300 faculty members across the disciplines who are here as we call friend, philosopher, and guide. They are actually going to be your mentors, not only for the period that you are here in a study, but also beyond that. So faculty and students, they are going to be obviously at the core, and then there are certain things, what are the principles or say approach that we have. You can see there is something called OBE here. I'm going to talk about this in a while. There are other parameters as well. For example, internationality, industry connect, that's important. Not only for internship and placement, but even otherwise. My colleagues are going to touch upon those points that how we are going to be connected to industry, because anything that we teach here or you learn rather here, you are going to join your industry, corporate or industry. So what they do, we need to have this incorporation at all stages, so that we make the curriculum right. They will come to you and talk to you that this is how industry is moving, and then when time comes, you will go there and yourself work there, to have that experiential learning as an intern, and finally you get placed. So this is how the industry connect will take place. R&D, research and development, I'm talking not only the high-end research, but even frugal innovation or something that you would like to do to, change things. We have here the student level, initiatives where, and my colleagues are going to talk to you that how in recent past and, over last several years, our students are able to actually write and, come up with international publications. So you can also be one of them. So that's like, creating, knowledge. Not only you are consuming or say you are only the user of knowledge, but you are going to create some of them. Now you can see that technology, lifelong learning, all these things will be, so your life will be revolving around them. Now some of the verticals that are there, for example, admission, you all have seen, come through that admission vertical. Then comes the last one will be controller of examinations, because everything and in between will be other things that we do here. And finally, the controller of examination office is going to evaluate that how good you have prepared, you are prepared for the future, and then certifies you, and it will come as a degree to you. Career development and other things are also there. Quality assurance, everything that we do, quality is important. It is a habit actually. It's not like, going for accreditation or say NAC or some other things. No. It's like everything that we do, quality should speak for itself. And we want this virtue to be inculcated in all of you through a vertical here is called quality assurance and accreditation. There are student support division, human resource, all these things are important. And all of us here, as I said in the beginning also, that we are governed or say we are bound by the 5 virtues, as we call them, core values of the university. And they are, once again I repeat, respect, innovation, positivity, accountability, and commitment. These are the 5 virtues, these are the 5 core values that we all are bound to. Now some of the best practices that I would like to touch upon. You see the first thing, it's Canvas. I'm not sure how many of you have heard about this name, Canvas. Any of you who had heard this? Can you raise your hand if you have heard this? Okay. Some of you, I can see some of you actually have gone through this. Canvas is a LMS, Learning Management System. And of course, last 2 years, many of you are probably were exposed to some of these LMS for teaching learning. So what will happen is, teaching learning is actually blended in nature. So the teachers are not going to teach in classroom, but also all the materials, relevant presentations, videos, assignments, quizzes, everything will be put there in the Canvas. So this is the LMS that we are using, and this is being used by many of the Ivy League universities of the world, great universities of the world. We probably are the first university who has started in the country this LMS, the Canvas, or maybe among the first few universities in the country. We have something called Center for Lifelong Learning. Now, as I said, we all want you to become a lifelong learner. But how can we make you? So, of course, the pedagogical aspect will, everything, even the core that you are going to study, will actually cover this, aspect of lifelong learning through different projects, different things that you will be doing. But we have tried to institutionalize something called lifelong learning. This has got 3 divisions. The first division is life skills division. And there are certain courses, and they are actually for you, the subjects. There are subjects like, it will begin with learning to learn. It will have courses like critical thinking. Now, whether it is today or maybe 10 years down the line or 20 years, if you have got this idea of thinking critically, it is going to help you. Because you need to think, whatever the scenario is, you need to critically think. So we are going to empower you with those virtues. Not the concurrent thing that today, in the today's scenario, how you critically think, but even in future. There is something called community service. This is a credit course. All of you, and I repeat, all of you will have to go to serve community. You will go to old age home, orphanage, or say, public schools, or many other places where you can actually contribute to the society and then in turn learn some of the virtues like empathy. So many things that you can learn. So community service is also one of them. Design thinking. How can you design something? Design a pedagogy, design a prototype, or design anything. So that is also one of the courses that you will be going through. There are some other courses like interdisciplinary projects. As I said, interdisciplinarity is the key. You all will be doing one project. It's a 3-credit course, and one project will have, say, a student from engineering, law, management, all these students will work on one project. The idea is that, the engineering student probably will make a prototype. I'm just giving one example to you. The computer science guys will actually students will actually work on the coding aspect. The business people will, maybe the design, who is from design angle, they will actually work on the aesthetic part. The business student will work on a business plan of the same prototype, same thing that is developed, and the law student will work on IPR related thing. Same thing, but different people working for the same target. And when amalgamation of different minds actually happens there, then you will actually, in the true sense, before going to industry, you will be able to learn the concept of interdisciplinarity right here, so that you are better prepared for industry. So that's, and then the final one, actually the final course offered by the Life Skills Division will be Campus to Corporate. There are certain virtues we will prepare you. How can you, prepare your resume, for example, your biodata? How should you, the personality, etc. The communication aspect. All these things will be covered, and then you are actually prepared to join corporate or say workforce. So this is how we do, the first division. The second division is, you can actually join, we come from Rice Legacy. We have been here for more than 36 years now, preparing, graduates or preparing people for different, examinations. For example, WBSC examination, UPSC, different competitive exams. If you also want to go abroad, for example, you want to go for higher studies, you want to join workforce, you may need to do, things like TOEFL, IELTS, GRE, etc. If you want to join somewhere, and for example, Germany, Japan, you need to know that how, the language. For example, when I went to Japan, then I had to learn Japanese. Those things you can do it here. At campus, you don't need to go anywhere. All those professional skills, we have a professional skill division which will prepare you for those challenges. So the second division is professional skill division. The third is, we call upskilling division. Upskilling is not something that you are going to do it today. Imagine 10 years back, someone would have graduated, and he, obviously, that time artificial intelligence was not there. Now today, he is still he or she must be in the workforce. How is he going to equip or say update himself with knowledge on artificial intelligence? So obviously, he will have to actually go and join an institute to learn the AI, and then get degree and again join back the workforce. This one is actually open to everyone. When you become alumni or say entire world, they can come and pick up the relevant courses the contemporary that time, and then again join back the workforce. So this is how we have planned this Center for Lifelong Learning, which is not only for the contemporary education today, but it's actually going to prepare you for life. We have something called one-stop solution. Now, I believe that while we are in your period of studentship, you will come across several things that you will have to actually, get done. Sometimes there are administrative challenges. You need a bona fide, certificate, for opening a bank account, for example. Many other things. Now, these documentation, something, a certificate from Controller of Examination Office, this everything you don't need to run pillar to post. There is something called Student Facilitation Center. It's a one-stop solution. You go there and like you go to bank, whether you are going for loan or you are going to open an account or you are going to anything, they just give you one, computer generated receipt, the number token. And, then they will tell you that, okay, go there and get things done. There anyway you have to go to different place, but here you don't need to go any place. A ticket will be generated and maybe in 48 hours you will get the response. So I think we have ensured that you don't need to go pillar to post. As I said, I have already talked about online blended learning. You all are familiar with, so I'm not going to touch upon them. There is another thing called minors. Now, minor is something, you have come here to do your major degree. For example, you came here to do psychology, you have come here to do pharmacy, BMLT, whatever you have come here for. That's your major degree. Now, there are two aspects to it. One is, as I said, this world is interdisciplinary in nature. So you may like to do something else as well. For example, you are a law student. I can see many law students here. If you are a law student and then, for example, cyber law. Cyber law is something that's a new concept. Like last few years only it has come. The cyber crimes are on rise. With the advent of information technology, these things are on rise. Now, if you do not have a thorough knowledge about the cyber space, how are you going to become a great cyber lawyer, for example, or cyber law expert? So what you can do is, you can actually pick up a minor on computer applications, and you actually know the domain of computer science. And you pick up your major degree in law and minor in cyber, like computer, then you are better equipped when you want to become a cyber lawyer. Likewise, others also can do. So if you are an engineering student, but you always wanted to be a photographer, for example, that was your passion. Now, this is a time to actually turn your passion into reality. You can actually take one of the minors, which is on photography, and you can actually have a career in, this minors. Because they are not one or two subjects. It's actually a complete bouquet of cluster of subjects where you will have like 5 to 6 theory courses, there will be labs, and then finally one mini project. So this will fetch you a decent knowledge on that area. You can be a psychologist, you can be a photographer, you can be whatever you want. That's something you may start as a passion, but it can turn up to your profession, who knows. So that option is here, and at no added cost, you will be actually able to pick some of these minors. And we are one of the first universities in this part of the world offering a wide range of minors along with your major. So you can actually take advantage of this. Third is outcome-based education system. This is a system that we follow here. I will touch upon in the next slide when I talk about OB philosophy. There is something, the fourth thing that you see is NPS. It is called Net Promoter Score. This is something that we believe in listening to you. We may do something and we may feel that, we are doing great, but as a student, you also will have, certain aspirations, specific needs, something that you may feel that this is not happening right. We will provide you several windows, several channels to give us feedback. and we will work on them. We'll close the loop, come back to you that you said this is how we have done. So every year there will be, of course, different feedback mechanism you will find, but there is one thing that you are going to find is Net Promoter Score. There is something called ACE score. The last one you see, ACE score. This is, I would say, this is a unique thing and you will not find elsewhere. What we have tried to do here is, this is called ADMUS Comprehensive Excellence Score. This is actually, we all talk about, making you a holistic student, making you a learner, making you employable. And this cannot be only through, this cannot be only through your CGPA or in the classroom experience only. If you want to be a holistic learner, you need to excel in many areas. So here, what we have tried to do is all those components. For example, you will be going for, sports, you will be attending extracurricular activities, you will be joining clubs, you will be doing some innovative stuff. Everything will have points. And you will get every semester a score, which will be ACE score. It is different from your CGPA or say SGPA, semester grade point average. So the score will be, your score may be say 9.5 if you are a topper or 8.5, but not necessarily your ACE score will be 8.5 or 9.5. It can be even 6 or 7, which means that you need to work on those areas. If you want to become employable and stay relevant for the workforce, even in the future, you need to take up some other things. And that is very well spelled out there. So you see there that where you have scored less, you need to work on them, and we will provide you all the channels. All right, so this is one thing that you need to watch for, and always keep your ACE score high. And if you, of course, CGPA and SCPA, you all know, I don't need to tell you that that also should be higher. But I think more important here is something called ACE score. And this is a unique thing that we have developed. I'm sure that you are going to get a lot of insights going forward. Now, outcome-based education, I said that I will take a pause and now I will discuss. This is actually a long, this thing that philosophy of outcome-based education, even whether you are an engineering student or a law student or anyone, we have followed here the outcome-based education philosophy. And the philosophy is very simple, that we set targets. We set targets like, for example, for the university, we had the target that this is our vision. We want to be internationally recognized institution of higher learning. Likewise, you would have your vision. Today, you have joined a law degree. You must have a vision that I am going to be a judge, for example, in future. Or I want to be a great lawyer. This is your vision. So everyone got to have vision. So this philosophy starts with, say what you do. So this is what, like I said, you want to be a judge in future. You want to be a Supreme Court judge or High Court judge. This can be your ultimate vision, right? So say what you do. You need to say it. You need to spell it. You need to keep it somewhere. For a teacher, they would have certain claims as well. For example, they would like that 70% of my students must pass with first division. I'm just giving you an example. This is one idea that you need to say what you do. This is like making claims at all levels, being whether it is an individual like you or me or an institution. The second thing is do what you say. Now, if you want to become I said, Supreme Court judge or someone, then what you need to do? You need to start learning law, right? You can't learn something else and then say that I will become a Supreme Court judge. So doing what you have said, and you study hard, you will have to, crack the exams of judiciaries, then only you can go to, some level, and then slowly you will reach out to some, the zenith. So I think the next thing is doing what you have said. So the teachers here, if they want that 70% of my students should pass in first division, then he also must ascertain this through different approach, different assessment, different pedagogy that they need to, the teacher need to prepare you. So that's the second point. We say do what you say. The third point is, when you said and done, the third point is prove it. Now, only saying this thing will not work. You may have said something really, flashy, and you may think that you have done something, but unless you can prove it, nobody will believe you. And you should also not believe yourself. Now, in order to prove, you need to measure it. So, everything you have to measure. Even if it is softer part, like sometimes we say communication skill. A team player, being a team player, difficult to actually quantify. But there are ways to actually quantify them. We actually design rubrics and then quantify them. Because in order to measure, you need to quantify, and in order to prove, you need to measure. So hence the third point is measure it, prove it. And now the 3 points we have discussed: say what you do what you say. The third is prove it. Now the fourth point is improve it. Because you would have said X, that I will do this, and you got, after, when you tried to prove, you got Y. There must be a deviation, X minus Y, both positive and negative. And it should actually give you an indication that what you should be doing in order to, focus on what you have said. So this is a philosophy. In a nutshell, I am talking here. And going forward, when you experience your classrooms, your teaching pedagogy styles, you will actually get to know what we mean when we say we follow outcome-based education system. We focus on 3E concept here. And these 3E, many of the things I have spoken, I'm just going to give you a kind of, again, reaffirming some of these things. We believe that we are going to make you employable. So that's the first E. And for that, there are so many things that we do. My colleague is going to actually discuss. All 3 aspects actually will be discussed in subsequent sessions, that you are going to be employable. That's the first thing. The second is entrepreneurship. You want to start your own company, your own venture, your own farm. Here we'll give you technical hand-holding, mentoring, financial support, everything we'll give you in order to make you successful. That's like entrepreneurial thing. There is a course also called Venture Ideation. Ideate something. And this is actually a compulsory course for everyone. Everyone should actually see. It's not like everyone, we expect that you will come up with a startup. But this spirit of entrepreneurship should be there. What is that spirit? If you have seen, if you are going to start a company, you will see that the entrepreneurs are actually quick decision makers. So in your life also, you need to be able to decide quickly on something. If plan A fails, there will be times when you start with something and it will fail. So you should be able to work on plan B. So those things are entrepreneurial spirit. And through this approach, we are going to inculcate in this habit in you. Exam pathways. I have already discussed about exam pathways that you are going to, if you want to go for UPSC exams or any, other competitive exams you want to go for, we have an opportunity for you, a platform for you. Now, last 2 slides. Now, if I, would like to summarize all these things, what we want from, what you can expect us to do. There are so many other things that I may not have covered here, but then you can expect us to provide a safe, accessible, and supportive environment here at Advanced University. You can also expect us to communicate with you effectively. You can expect us to respect your needs and remain fair and open all the time. You also can expect us to deliver high quality education here. Now we also expect something from you, and these are some of the expectations that we want from you. The first and foremost thing is we want you to stay punctual. If 9:30 is the class that you need to get into, the first class, it has to be before 9:30. You cannot come after 9:30 because the attendance you will not be getting, and my colleagues are going to talk about this thing in detail, and hence you will actually land in trouble. But it's not only about landing in trouble for examination. It's also about developing a habit, developing a discipline inside you, that you must respect timelines. You need to be regular, because if you are not regular, you will know that you will not be getting attendance, and if you are not getting attendance, you will not get marks. Those are also important things. And be disciplined. We expect you also to remain respectful and professional. Seek advice and help. If you have any specific needs, you tell us. I said it in earlier also. And give us feedback when we ask you to give up. But that's important. How would we know that we are doing right? So that's also an important thing. And with all these, as I said, it's a partnership. We both are partners, the university and the students. And when we say we are partners, we together will try to shape your career, shape your future. And in turn, will shape our future as well, as a university. If you do great, we will feel proud. So it has, when we say partnership, it has elements like collaboration, performance, plan, teamwork, synergy, success, and then if we do everything together, it will be a win-win for both of us. The next is now. Whatever you envision in the future, I talked about that what you are likely to face, we will try to arrest those things here. We'll try to inculcate those virtues, habits here, so that you become a learner for life. Thank you, and welcome to Adamus University. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your specific and excellent inputs about the university life. This has been more insightful, and I really hope that the students will focus on the approach of the knowledge into action. I'm sure that the students who have taken admission for law, pharmacy, optometry, BMLT, food nutrition and dietetics, commerce, economics, management, education, Bengali, English, history, political science, psychology, and sociology are here in the venue. Any other students from other schools like School of Basic and Applied Sciences, School of Media and Communication, School of Life Science and Biotechnology, School of Engineering and Technology, and School of Smart Agriculture are requested to visit your respective schools for completing the procedure of registration. It's now time to unveil the showstoppers. There's a famous quote that says, integrity, insight, and inclusiveness are the three essential qualities of leadership, and hence Adamus University has created its own path. I thus now present to you your mentors, philosophers, and guides. So as we proceed ahead, we would like to introduce you to the leaders of your own alma mater. I request all our eminent leaders to kindly wave to the wonderful crowd as I introduce you to them. The console team is requested to start over the presentation, please. To begin with, we have with us Professor Dr. Naveen Das, Pro Vice Chancellor, Training, Placement and Corporate Relations and Dean, School of Business and Economics. Sir, I would request you to kindly say hello to our students. Thank you, sir. Moving forward, we have with us Professor Dr. Jitendra Kumar Pandey, Pro Vice Chancellor, Research and Development and Dean, School of Basic and Applied Sciences. Sir, could you please stand up and get yourself identified? Okay. We would move forward with Mr. Shudeep Mukherjee, Registrar of Adamus University. Next, we have Mr. Chandan Mojumdar, Group CEO, Rise and Adamus Group. We have with us Professor Dr. Shantanu Roy, Dean Academics and Director, School of Business and Economics. A big round of applause for sir. Thank you, sir. Next, we have Professor Dr. Mahul Brahma, Dean, School of Media and Communication. Thank you, sir. Next, we move on to Professor Dr. Mrityunjay Chatterjee, Director, School of Media and Communication, and Director, Academic Outreach, Brand and Communication. Thank you, sir. We have with us Professor Dr. Shujoy Bhattacharya, Associate Dean, School of Engineering and Technology. Thank you, sir. Next, we have Professor Dr. Santosh Kumar, Dean, School of Liberal Arts and Culture Studies. Thank you so much, sir. We move on to Professor Dr. Shauli Mukherjee, Director, School of Education and Associate Dean, School of Liberal Arts and Culture Studies. Thank you, madam. Next, we move on to Professor Dr. Rudra Prasad Shaha, Dean, School of Life Science and Biotechnology. Thank you, sir. Next, we move on to Professor Dr. Ramsundar Silha, Dean, School of Law and Justice. Thank you so much, sir. We have with us Professor Dr. Shajol Kumar Jha, Associate Dean, School of Medical Sciences. Thank you so much, sir. Next, we move on to Professor Dr. Shondeep Kumar Banerjee, Associate Dean, School of Smart Agriculture. Thank you, sir. We have with us Professor Dr. Momita Mukherjee, Dean, Research and Development. We move on to Mr. Srijit Chakraborty, FCA, Chief Financial Officer. Mr. Shobhan Basu, Group Head, Human Resource, Director, Human Resource of Adamus University. Next, we have Professor Dr. Indranil Bose, Vice President, Academics, Chancellor's Office. We move on to Professor Dr. Porimal Chandra Biswas, Director, International Relations. We have Mr. Vijay Kumar, Controller of Examinations. Next, we have amongst us Mr. Dipankar Chakraborty, Group Head, Administration and Procurement. Thank you so much, sir. Next, we have with us Mr. Shubhayan Bhattacharya, Vice President, Chancellor and Chairman's Office, Administration and Joint Director, International Relations. Thank you, sir. Next, Mr. Chandrajit Mitro, Senior Vice President, Institutional Connect and New Projects. We have Mr. Onubroto Basu, Associate Director, Consultancy and Outreach. We have amongst us Dr. Kaushai Banerjee, Assistant Dean, Student Affairs. Thank you, madam. We have with us Ms. Jyoti Bansal, Director, Quality Assurance and Accreditation and Chief Compliance Officer. Thank you, madam. Next, we move on to Mr. Obijit Giri, Director, Career Development Center, Alumni Relations and Group Outreach. Thank you, sir. We have amongst us Dr. Shoptoshi Chatterjee, Associate Director, Incubation and Chief Coordinator and Principal Investigator, E-Yuva Center, Adamus University, supported by BIRAC Government of India. We have amongst us Dr. Abhineet Shaha, Assistant Director, Planning and Monitoring. Thank you, sir. Next, we have Dr. Shubrata Chattopadhyay Banerjee, Assistant Director, International Relations. We have amongst us Dr. Shajol Shaha, Associate Director, Product and Innovation. We have Dr. Progran Mahanti, Associate Director, Social Responsibility. Thank you, madam. We have Mr. Niloy Banerjee, Head of Security. Thank you, sir. Next, amongst us, Mr. Partho Roy, General Manager, Food and Beverage. And last but not the least, we have amongst us Mr. Otin Banerjee, Head of Admissions. Thank you. Thank you so much. Success is the sum of all small efforts, which is repeated day in and day out. And I'm sure that you know how we should proceed for it. I would now like to call upon Professor Dr. Shantanu Roy, Dean, Academics and Director, School of Business and Economics, for a session on student life cycle at Adamus University. Sir.
Thank you. Good morning, respected Chancellor Sir, respected Vice Chancellor Sir, my colleagues and my dear students. Welcome to Adamus University. And we'll have a wonderful time together, studies, extracurricular activities, learning from one another, of course, and growing ahead in future. So it's a university of the future. And why do you call it that? Truly, absolutely truly. Because when you talk about moving ahead in time, we have to think about what lies ahead for us. And we are preparing yourself in that direction. And that's why we say we are the university of the future. Now, in terms of knowledge domains, we have 3 straits of knowledge: episteme, techne, and phronesis. Now, how these are different? Episteme refers to a pure knowledge. So all of you have read, when we are young, that when Newton sat under a tree and an apple fell down, that was a discovery of gravity, law of gravity. So whatever you do, that will not change in time, any time to come. So these are pure knowledge, scientific knowledge. That's one state of understanding. Analytical, scientific, context independent of the context. Second is techne, which means you do something with the knowledge and create something new. So all engineering courses, craft courses, anything that you can design and build up based on this knowledge is techne. And the third is phronesis, which refers to ethics, oriented, value-based judgment, practical wisdom, and the interest in this sector has been growing over the last few decades, like in the domains of psychology, philosophy, and education, and other fields of social and liberal arts. So that's the second stream. So we have kind of a war between these streams. The natural sciences, strong in predictive and analytical understanding. So it is episteme and techne. And, of course, the social sciences, which are strong on reflexive and thinking, the discussion of values and power. So in our university, we have got 10 different schools of studies, which comprise schools referring to both these streams of natural sciences and social sciences. Adamus student life. We have heard about this, and we'll take this forward now. You are here, and we are also here. As we have said, there are common courses, which means there are courses like venture ideation, design thinking, that is a kind of a course. All of you will have to go through these courses. These are common operational courses which all of you have to read. Because we realize these are courses that all of you should be aware of. So there are common courses. There are value-added courses, and we have heard of Center for Lifelong Learning. So there are value-added courses, skilled courses, which will take you further in life, depending upon the skills you have and the skills you want to get. There are minor courses. I'll just come to that minor part a little later. Learning management systems. Now we have the learning management system called Canvas. So if you talk about my own experience, I was teaching in the Fontys University of Applied Sciences in Eindhoven in Netherlands. There we had Canvas in 2011. In Institute of Management Technology, Dubai, where I was there for more than 8 years, we had Canvas. Canvas is there in Ivy League institutions. All the top-ranking universities in the world follow the learning management system of Canvas. So Canvas is something that we are following here. So all your course deliveries and material which will be getting interaction with the faculty will be through this platform, which is a top-end learning management system prevalent in the world today, and we have imbibed that. The second is, of course, we have ERP, which is a TCS Ion, and will be a session following this session where our faculty colleagues will talk about Canvas and TCS Ion in detail. We take care of student feedback. So your feedback is as much important for you as for us. We need to know how we can improve, what are the areas we think we should do better than what we are doing right now. So we have a structured way of getting student feedback. And of course, we have student clubs. So student clubs are of different kinds. We have got music club, we have got sports, we have got cultural clubs, and again, my faculty colleague will refer to these clubs and talk a great deal about it. Be a part of this activity, because along with the student life, along with your studies is very important. If you talk about myself, I was a member of, in fact, the secretary of IIT Delhi Rock Band for 3 years. We used to take the rock band all over the country. Form your band, form your clubs, have your things, participate in different festivals, university festivals. They will know Adamas. Adamas will be known to them. This is how we move across. We have Spring Fest in IIT Kharagpur, we have Rendezvous in IIT Delhi, Mardi Gras in IIT Chennai. I know about these 3 places. Go ahead and participate. Form your teams in cultural activities, form your teams and go ahead. You'll meet people across universities and they will know Adamas. It will be good for us, all of us. And lastly, minor courses. Now, interdisciplinary courses are something which is, programs are very, very important. And I can say that today NEP is talking about minor courses. Adamas has thought about it before. So what Adamas thinks today, India thinks tomorrow. We have talked about interdisciplinary education before NEP came about on that. Now what does it mean? We have already heard about this, that we need to have a knowledge of other domains as well. Again, from my own life, I was a member of the Technology Development Board of the Government of India, and we realized in 2005 that the new technology regime of IPR has come. The new patent regime had come, 2005. Most of our companies, the technologists, developers of knowledge had not much idea about IPR, how to protect that knowledge. So I was associated with our dear Prime Minister at that time. I called him, now I call him as Professor Manmohan Singh, part of the team. And we organized a workshop in collaboration with World Intellectual Property Organization and the Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law of IIT Kharagpur, in collaboration with FICCI and CII, for these people who are technologically sound but law-wise, intellectual property-wise very weak. So depending upon your knowledge, you need to upgrade and know some bit of other knowledge as well. Maybe from your own interest, maybe because of the criticality of the situation, you need to impart that knowledge to us. So these minor courses, which we have already introduced in our campus, is very important for you to understand that along with your main programs, you can have a minor program as well. And that's very, very important. Adamas University Library. Library is, of course, very critical for all of us. All of us have grown in our school days, in our university days as libraries. Library is very important for us. This is a quote from Dr. Esa Ranganathan, considered to be the father of library science in India. And he has written, library is the heart of educational institutions. Well-functioning heart keeps the body healthy and lively. Efficient library creates healthy educational atmosphere. So library is very important and we take pride in our library systems. We have got 5 libraries, 1 central library and 4 departmental libraries. And I urge all of you to make full use of this vast source of knowledge you have. We have got, this is a section of the library, what we have got printed books, e-books, databases, we have e-journals. So you have got 2 categories of things in library. One is, of course, the hard copy category. In terms of book collection, periodicals, dissertations, and thesis. And we also have a digital library. So in the digital format, databases, research guidance, thesis, and of course, past research, past question papers. So make full use of this library. This is a list of the library stations we have. We have one library in the Central Library, which is in the School of Business and Economics building, second floor. Law Library, which is in the School of Law building, third floor. Medical Science Library, School of Medical Science building, second floor. Engineering and Technology Library, School of Engineering and Technology building, ground floor. And School of Education Library, again, on the ground floor of Education building. So we have got libraries across, and it is not that you cannot visit some library apart from the Central Library. So suppose people in the School of Business and Economics, and they want to have some knowledge of other disciplines, please go and visit these specific libraries also. That's basically what we are aiming at. So make full use of our libraries. That's meant for you. That's meant for your knowledge. Because not everything can be taught through textbooks. So we have baggage counter, we have textbook section, we have reference section, periodicals, issue return, reading rooms and all that. This is a layout of the library, spread out place, and you'll really enrich your knowledge base by making full use of these resources. Now we come to a very important part of our thing, institutional regulations and rules. Only two aspects we'll cover very briefly here. The first is, of course, attendance and punctuality. This point has already been emphasized. Very important that you are punctual in your class and attend all classes. We'd like you to be present in all class because that's very important for us and for you as a student. You have to attend all sessions, whether theory session, practical session, tutorials, and on time. If you are going for an institutional extracurricular activities like participating in a business plan competition or some tournament outside or a moot court outside, please go ahead. You don't worry about your attendance because that's an institutional program. You're going out of the campus to other campuses and attending that. That's taken care of. But otherwise, you're supposed to attend all classes on time and be right on time. 85% attendance is mandatory, except for programs under PCI, Bar Council, and of course NCET. Apart from that, all other programs are governed by this new law we have, 85% attendance, which basically means if you do not have 85% attendance, you will not be allowed to sit in the end term examination. So in order that you are allowed to sit in the end semester examination, please maintain 85% attendance. Otherwise, you will not be allowed to sit for the end term examination. The second is, of course, anti-ragging policy. This is a plastic-free campus and it's a ragging-free campus. We don't accept ragging. We don't want any of our students to get ragged. Ragging is strictly prohibited. We hope nobody is affected by this. Resist from doing anything that anybody else asks you which is not what you want to do. Please. I repeat that. Resist from doing anything that you don't like to do by somebody whom you don't know. It comes to you, आप ऐसे करो, नहीं करना है. Resist करिए, अगर वो नहीं मानते हैं, report करिए. Please report. We will take action. We don't tolerate ragging, and that's a very strong understanding we all of us have. So please feel free. It's a ragging-free campus. If there is an incident, please do not accept that. And if the state persists, please report that. We'll take action. Examinations. Very, very important again for all of us. For you and for us, both. So for UG and PG, the rules are very simple. Of course, like in all places, you are required to appear in all tests, examinations and evaluations. Late arrival at examination hall shall not be permitted. So please be on time. You are not allowed to carry any external things like your mobile phones. Not allowed. And of course, you have to write only on the answer sheets provided by the university. You cannot have any other sheet of paper with you, nor any electronic gadget inside the examination hall. We are very strict on that. So please ensure you follow the examination rules. What are the assessment weightage? Internal assessment is 20%. Attendance is 10%. Now this is very important. This 10% attendance is not based on the percentage of classes you have attended. If your attendance is 90% and above, you get 10 out of 10. If your attendance is below 90%, you get 0 out of 10. Either 0 or 10. So please, I'll repeat this. If your attendance is 90% or above, you get 10 out of 10. If your attendance is below that, you don't get anything. So you are marked out of 90 instead of being marked out of 100. So you are losing 10 marks right away if you do not have 90% attendance. So this is very important. We are taking it very, very seriously. Internal assessment 20%, mid-semester 20%, and end semester 50%. This is for both UG and PG. For practical subjects, continuous evaluation 50% and end semester 50%. The rules for end semester examination again, no student will be allowed if he doesn't have 85% attendance except for programs run under the regulatory bodies like BCI, Pharmacy Council and NCET. So if you do not have 85% attendance, you will not be allowed to sit for the end term examination. There will be no leniency shown on this. In case you are unable to write your examination because you had an accident, unfortunately you are not able to write, then of course you might be helped by a writer who can be sitting next to you and write on your behalf, but of course there are regulations based on that, you have to follow those regulations. But we know that exigencies happen and we'll take care of those exigencies. Supplementary examinations are for those people who have missed their end term examination because they did not have 85% attendance. So obviously they could not appear in the end term examination. So they have to appear for supplementary examinations. And there will be a summer school on that, and supplementary examinations, they have to be appearing again. So if you do not have 85% attendance, you will not be appearing in the end term, but you will be appearing in supplementary examinations. And we'll organize summer schools for these people. So you will obviously not be moving ahead with your colleagues. If you have missed it out, you will be lagging behind and you have to appear in summer schools and clear out your subjects. Grades, very important. What do we have in our grades, grading system? The highest grade is 10 point. 10 point is O grade. A plus is excellent, that is 10 point is outstanding, that is O. A plus is excellent, you get 9 out of 10. A is very good, you get 8 out of 10. B plus is good, you get 7 out of 10. B is above average, you get 6 out of 10. C plus is average, you get 5 out of 10. And C is just pass, you get 4 out of 10, nothing below that. So every semester you have an SGPA, which is semester grade point average, and cumulatively as you move ahead in life, first semester, second semester onwards, you will have a CGPA also. CGPA is cumulative grade point average. So you will have an SGPA after every semester and CGPA cumulatively as you move ahead in life. Mentor-mentee policy. You are all coming here for the first time, you need guidance. What do you mean? Guidance means what? It could be a guidance related to your studies, I'm not understanding something, or maybe psychological. You are staying away from home for, let's say you are from Mizoram and you have come here from Mizoram, you are staying away from home first time in your life, and you need some comfort, you need some help. Every student has a faculty mentor associated with the student. This is our mentor-mentee policy because we care for you. So whether it is related to your difficulties in studies, personal issues, anything, please get in touch with your mentor. Your mentors are there for you. Every student has a faculty mentor attached to the student, each one of you. For any of the problems you face, please consult your mentor. Do not feel shy. It may be related to your own issues, maybe personal issues, maybe study-related issues. Please feel free and talk to your mentor. Mentors will also communicate with your guardians and parents, and you're supposed to interact with your mentors once in 3 days. So this is a system we have in place so that you have come here and you don't feel, it will be like a home away from home. It's like a home. Any problems, get back to your mentor, talk to him or her, and he or she will definitely guide you. Dean's Listers, something to enjoy and rejoice. What does it mean? We would like to reward and award students who excel in their studies. And we have a list called Dean's Listing. So all the students who fall in that list will be facilitated and will be rewarded. Now how do you qualify for that? And that goes in all schools. It's not across schools, all schools have their own Dean's Listers. Recognizing the brightest talents in each school. So this is something which we again have initiated. Traditionally been a prestigious honor for students to strive during their academic career, demonstrates a commitment to academic excellence and rising against all odds. We want you to rise against all odds. How to qualify for it? How? He or she must have completed all the grades, all the courses without a single failure till the time the list is being prepared. In full-time capacity, cleared all grades without a single failure. That's the first requirement. Second requirement is, in that semester, he or she should get at least a SGPA of 8.5. And till that semester, the CGPA should not be less than 8. So CGPA of 8 out of 10 and SGPA in that semester of 8.5 out of 10. And very importantly, the student should not have violated any of the covenants of the student code of conduct and any disciplinary case pending against him or her. If you qualify in all these, you will be part of the Dean's list of top-rated students of the school. So strive for it. We will recognize you, you'll get certificates, we will reward you. So let's look at some of the shots, some of the snapshots of this. This is in one particular school. You can see this person is getting recognized and facilitated by the dean of the school. This is for one particular student who was a dean lister in 2021, last year. And this is for one school. All the dean listers are sitting there, flanked by our people around. These are the people who have got the Dean's Listers Award for a particular school. So all the people who qualify for this will be part of the school Dean's listing. And this is very, very important because you should all strive to attain this. It will remain in your CV, it will remain in your records forever. I was a Dean Lister at Adamas University. So please strive for it. If you qualify, you will be part of this. That's something that you carry throughout your life. So this is very important. All of us should know that. Now, what are the other facilities we have? We have transport facilities. For all university students, in case you want to avail of the facilities, seats are subject to availability depending upon the route you want to take. And of course, you have to go for it at least for a year and pay well in advance. So if you have to book your transport, you have to book for 1 year in advance, and of course, you can't back out after that. So we have transport buses like this. You must have seen them in the campus right away. This is our university buses, and there are routes in which you have to follow. And if you want to utilize any of these transport facilities, please go ahead. Life at Adamas Knowledge Center. What does life here comprise all about? We have a fantastic campus. This is how it looks like in that dusk. At dusk, this is how it looks like. What a beautiful layout. And the best part is, no pollution. If you are from cities like Mumbai and Delhi, very, very polluted. I am from Delhi, it's very polluted. You can't breathe. Here, no pollution. In spite of being so close to Kolkata, this is a campus without pollution, surrounded by fields. This is where the actual beauty of the campus lies. Your main task, you have come to study, so please make sure you attend your classes on time. This is a class happening. And that's the first thing you do. And along with classes, you have to, of course, visit your libraries and make full use of that. So attending classes, making use of library facilities, anyway you have to do that. Apart from that, what else? You have to attend classes, you have to visit library, but all the regulations, you have talked about exam regulations, you have talked about other rules and regulations, dean's listers, we've seen the dean's listers, people who have got into the list and the facilitations of these people. But what are the other parts of life we have in the campus? Student hostels. So we have got separate hostels for boys and girls. Both AC and non-AC rooms are available. 24/7 power backup, 24/7 Wi-Fi. And all have under the jurisdiction of a warden, hostel warden, who will take care of you. Any requirement you have, day in and day out, 24/7, he or she is available depending upon whether you are staying in a boys' hostel or a girls' hostel. So it's very, very important for people staying there. We are taking care of you. You feel safe and sound here. Very, very important. We are all there for you. So some pictures of hostel room for in the boys' hostel here, and a hostel room in a girls' hostel. Now, if you ask about me, I have stayed in Aravali hostel in IIT Delhi. I have stayed in Nehru Hall in IIT Kharagpur. Professor Navin Das also there in Nehru Hall. This is better than those hostels. Even as an IIT student, I can say these hostels are better than IIT hostels. Professor Das will probably agree with me. The rooms are better, spacious, cleaner, without doubt. Because I have seen these rooms myself, and I have stayed in those rooms. So, Adamas University is taking care of you. Hostels are clean. Hostels have 24/7 water, electricity, everything. And I can say that from my own experience, this is a very good place to live. You will have freedom of choice. You have to study hard. You can stay late in the night, make your studies. Be free to that. University wellness. Well, you never know when somebody will fall sick. We'll take care of that as well. Well-equipped center with 5 beds and primary care facilities, attended by qualified medical practitioners. We have an agreement with Apollo Clinic in Barasat. And of course, in case of emergencies, somebody needs to be taken to a hospital, we have an ambulance staying in the campus 24/7. We will be taken to the hospital in case it's an emergency. So we do take care of you. We feel safe here. For normal things, you can go to our wellness center. This is some of the people who are getting their treatment done. Please feel free to visit these places. But in case suddenly somebody has a medical emergency, we have our ambulance inside the campus 24/7. Anytime, any requirement, the person will be shifted to a hospital. So again, feel assured, reassured again and again. I can reassure you. We are here for you. Sports facilities. We have got cricket ground, basketball court, football ground. We have badminton grounds. We have people who can play table tennis and all. Everything is there for us. We have gyms where people get trained by them. So these are some of the shots of sports events happening. This is a long jump. Somebody is attempting a long jump here. Javelin throw. And of course, race. So we organize these events, and as you know, we are very strong in sports. Adamas University is the best university in the whole of Eastern India in terms of sports, and we have won many awards outside. So feel free to make use of these sports facilities we have. We have coaches for all these sports. We'll have our faculty person who will talk about these specific coaches for football, cricket and all that. We have specific coaches. If you are part of the team, please go ahead and talk to them. We'll know about this in the later sessions. But we have facilities for sports activities because we want a healthy body can have a healthy mind, be healthy, be strong, participate in sports activities. We have gym and yoga center. We have an instructor at the gym center who is well qualified to take care of your gym experiences. This is one shot of a gym. People are on the gym, on the treadmill. So we have a gym here. feel free to attend the gym, and of course, if you need some help and guidance, they will be there for you. Bank and ATM, yes, we need our money. Who doesn't need money? So we have a Bank of India branch here inside the campus. We have a ICICI Bank ATM inside the campus. Any requirement, please go ahead and make use of these facilities. You can open your bank account here. Other amenities inside the campus are copier centers, stationery shops, confectionery stores, laundry, family salon, all the things you need to live here. We need to have we are building a 24/7 campus here, alive and vibrant and kicking. Please feel free to use all these facilities which we have created for you. If you want to get anything checked, you want to wash your dirty clothes, there are things for everything. You want to have some food. And of course, we have our food court, which is our main center right here. Then, of course, Coffee Day campus. We have got Panda Junction. And of course, another multi-cuisine restaurant will be opening very soon. Some of the photographs of this, here is a photograph of Panda Junction here. And of course, our stationery shop on the other side. So, this is a glimpse of the place. You have come here to study. Please feel free to go ahead and study. And this is a vibrant campus. This is the university of the future. You look ahead in life. And as we have said, we are taking steps which others are thinking today, we have thought about yesterday. So the school of the future, this is a quote from Leo Tolstoy. The school of the future will perhaps not be a school as we understand it, with benches, blackboards, and a teacher's platform. It may be a theater, library, museum, conversation. So basically, this is a school we all interact, we talk among each other, we talk to this thing, get help. Go ahead and take care of these minor courses across all disciplines. You are doing in law, you want to get a knowledge of some other disciplines, you are majoring in, let's say, logistics. There are people in logistics and supply chain. And if they want to know about international logistics framework and how do they operate, please go ahead and learn from the law department. So take up these courses. Equip yourself, because tomorrow the challenge is going to be very big. So we have an arrangement here, we have a setup here to take care of all of your educational needs. So outcome-based education for employability, futuristic curriculum. We will keep on revising our curriculum on a regular basis to upgrade ourselves and upgrade our students on the what is the latest development in the subject. Subject matter is changing very fast. What happened yesterday is not going to happen today. And what is going to happen tomorrow? So we keep on upgrading our curriculum and you're going to get the best of that. Progressive pedagogy, cutting edge technology. We use the best of technology in terms of analytics, softwares, and these simulations, where you can actually take your experience at a different level. We have classroom exercises, we have case studies, we have group interactions, we have presentations, different kinds of experiences you will get in your classrooms. Make full use of that experience. This life is not going to come back. Lifelong learning through research and innovation. Very important that you go ahead and learn from others. Learn from us. Approach any faculty of any school for anything you need. You might have a particular requirement from any school. Please go ahead and talk to them. Please feel free. We're all there for you. Collaboration with industries and professional bodies, very, very critical. Otherwise, we will be left out in the lurch. We must be knowing what we are teaching in the class has relevance in the industry. What is happening today? That should be relevant in our classrooms, and therefore we make sure that our pedagogy, our style of teaching is exactly what happens outside. What is the latest in this particular knowledge base? So we create that knowledge space for you to exploit that space. Please, please do that. Environmental and social realities, be environmentally conscious, and as we know, we have a social outreach program. Everybody has to be part of that program. Please go ahead and do it. This is something you will feel socially relevant, and this is part of our ethics and norms. So we believe in that. It's not because somebody has asked us to do that. We started it before others have done it. So it's something which we believe in. Something is not mandated by the government. They are doing it now. We did it earlier. So please take part in all these activities, and you will actually get a fresh lease of life. We have probably never done that before. Adamas University, come here and pursue excellence. And anything in future, if you have any requirement, feel free to talk to any one of us. in your respective schools or anywhere else. You can come to me also for anything you need. So we are here for you, and see you soon in the campus. It is written there, but you're already in the campus. So that's a great, great feeling all of us have. So thank you very much for choosing Adamas, and I wish you all the best in life and career. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for delivering such a useful and wonderful session. It was certainly in this spirit that we have intended to have, and a really positive feedback have been created from the crowd. Thank you, sir. I hope all of you have downloaded the app AU Forceps 2022. Those who have not done, you are requested to please do the same. And after each session is over, all of you are requested to please give the feedback. We are open to hear and learn about your various feedbacks. Thank you. The more we live, the more we learn. The more we learn, the more we realize. Skill is the unified force of experience, intellect, and passion that leads to operation. So with this, I would now like to welcome on stage Professor Dr. Naveen Das, Pro Vice Chancellor, Training, Placement and Corporate Relations, and Dean of School of Business and Economics. Sir, please. A big round of applause for Sir as we start with the new session with new zeal and enthusiasm. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, all of you. I know you have learned your lessons yesterday. I'm sure there has been some transfer of knowledge. This session that I'm going to handle for the next 15 to 20 minutes is going to go deep into the philosophy of many of the things that you have been listening right from the morning today. Honorable Chancellor, sir, he very rightly said that today is the beginning of a new chapter in your life, perhaps the most important chapter. Honorable Vice Chancellor made you aware that like many of the products that were available in India in the last 10 years, 15 years, even your knowledge will tend to become obsolete. Member governing body, in his beautiful short speech, gave you some life lessons. And I think one message that came out very clearly was that you, as adult learners, have to take charge of your learning. From now onwards, please shed your baby suits and Baba suits, if you still are wearing them, and take the role of an adult, responsible learner. The university will be your partner in hand to ensure that you transit into a responsible learner. What do we mean by a responsible learner? My endeavor in this session will be to actually give you an overview, a little bit of philosophy also, so that all the things that you have been learning, you have been perhaps making a mental note right from the morning, you can anchor them into some philosophy and some theories. I don't know how many of you are Anglophiles, people who love English and everything English, including the language. But if you honestly do a soul searching, perhaps the fact that all of you have reached this far, are sitting in this room, going to be for the next 2 to 5 years our students, depending on the programs, One reason, one of the many reasons, is that all of you are English educated. English education to a nation like India about 200 years ago, precisely about 185, 86 years ago, brought about a revolution in the minds of Indians. Some people say that it has been also with some negatives. India always had a very, very vibrant education system, very indigenous, which we called the Gurukul, where knowledge, skills, and attitude were all imparted equally. The British came and changed almost everything overnight. We as a nation had no power to resist that. But what we did was that we took at least some good points out of that English education and we tried to marry them with our traditional education system. Nevertheless, in the process, something bad also happened, and the last 2 points actually specify those. First and foremost, a separate vocational education got started in India. Skill got separated from education. In fact, the British wanted Indians to be almost like replicas of themselves. They thought that they were a superior race, and Indians who were educated in English should be a part of their extended arm of Britain in India. We followed. We had to follow. So that is one negative point. Though the genesis of English education, with stalwarts like these two Greek gentlemen out there, Socrates and Plato, always they believed in the combination of these three aspects of virtues that they said. Professor Shantanu Ray mentioned about them in Greek. The episteme, techne, and phronesis were a part of every education. And in India, even now, in every educational institute, the debate still continues whether the left side of the brain is more important than the right, whether creativity, language, literature is more important than analysis, numeracies, etc. We are still debating. People have got Nobel laureate, they have become Nobel laureates studying on these. And if you can see in the picture, that cord of nerves, which is called the corpus callosum, it's a proof that the two sides of the hemispheres, the two hemispheres of the brain, are actually connected. Each one of you can actually become a creative being apart from being an analytical one. And that's the reason why many of our programs, like the minors, like the interdisciplinary programs, etc., or interdisciplinary projects, are actually conceived because of this belief that a person can become analytical and creative at the same time. So welcome to Adamus University, where we believe that Indian education has to be a marriage of both the brains. And if you do not have this, look at what is happening in the rest of the country. Not to scare you, but just to give you a glimpse of what's happening where knowledge and skills are separated. You have degrees and degrees galore, but you do not have how to apply those degrees onto your job or in your life. I'm sure many of you, if not you, at least your parents must have discussed with you that in India, there is a huge skill gap. The number is astounding for a country like India. Obviously, for a country of 1.35 billion, 100 million might look like just a percent or so. But more than 100 million skill gap, people who are yet to be skilled, is there, according to a study. The latest figures is that there is still, right now, as we speak, a 30 million gap. My only suggestion to you is, please do not go and add to that 30 million. Try to avoid this queue of thousands and thousands of applicants for jobs which are actually not meant for you. You are made or you are meant to do higher things in life. Use the university to do higher things in life. But a caveat is that the world is also changing very fast. Honorable Vice Chancellor talked about the obsolescence of products. As I told you, even your knowledge is going to be obsolete. There is a concept of half-life of knowledge. Whatever you know today, in about 5 to 10 years' time, half of that knowledge is going to be completely obsolete and needs replacement, just like the upgrades of a computer. Just like the device in your hand will need upgrades, even your knowledge in the brains would need upgrades occasionally. Information earlier was just plain information, a message perhaps. Today, almost everything is digitized. And this is the reason why the world is now becoming much smaller than it used to be earlier. Digital information is easier to carry, transmit, easier to imbibe, and easier to get networked in various devices. I'm sure as you go along with us, you will come across many of these terms and terminologies like IoT, AI, ML, etc., etc. Machines were always there to help us. Machines were there right from the Industrial Revolution to help humankind. Today, machines are a part of you. It will not be out of place just to remind you that may not be in your class, which perhaps will wait for another 50 years, but many of you are going to face robos in your job place. Many of your colleagues across the world, spread across the world, will be actually humanoid robots working for the same organization and perhaps having the same goal. So be prepared for that eventuality. Not scary, but just as I remind you again and again, be prepared. Adamas University has all the wherewithal for all of you to prepare yourself for the future. And future belongs to those people amongst you who will be aware of the 21st century skills. The World Economic Forum has come out with 10 skills which they believe are going to rule the world in the next 10, 15, 20 years, or at least as long as all of you are being employable. Remember, take a mental note at least of these 10 skills. Many of these skills are technical skills, while many of them are actually human skills. Many of these skills deal with how you as a human being deal with another human being or another machine. So WEF, in their listing of the 21st century skills, have these 10 skills. Please take a mental note. Adamas University, in its structure, has the provision for each one of you to go through these skills in either of these 3 avenues. Honorable Vice Chancellor talked about the life skills that all of you will have a chance to go through as a part of your structured academic curriculum. This is the list of those programs or those courses. They're all mandatory for the undergraduate students. He mentioned about learning to learn. He did mention about campus to corporate as the 2 extremes, and in between you can see many of these programs. And each one of them is actually is going to make or sharpen one facet of your personality, so that knowledge, skill, and attitude-wise, you are ready to face the world. The second aspect is the professional skills, and we have a legacy of RISE in this part of the country, or perhaps in the entire country. We are one university, unique university, which was started by someone who actually had education in the beginning of his career. So from a tutorial home to a university, this journey has strengthened us to have these professional skills avenues for all of you open. So it's an option that each one of you can take up for your preparation for various professional examinations. This will also be an option for you. The third option, which may not be required immediately by you, but as you graduate and as your knowledge becomes more and more obsolete in the days to come, please remember, we as a university will be again open the doors for you to come and get upgraded, upskilled. So this is the third aspect of the skills. If you see this schema of skills, the 21st century skills, coupled with your academic program, is what we believe is going to make you a deep learner. A deep learner is a person who not only is academically qualified, but also knows how to apply the knowledge in his or her life, but most importantly, has the practical wisdom of applying where, on whom, and when. That's most important. Those of you who are from mother tongue Bengali would know this term, sthan, kal, patro. The importance of knowledge comes when you apply your knowledge to the right person, in the right setting, and at the right time. So that brings me to the end of this session. Please remember, in summary, skills is an important component of your learning. Skills is also one of the most important virtue a person has. Otherwise, that story of a boatman and a learned person would happen to any one of us. You may learn how to swim reading a book, but if you cannot swim, if you do not have the skill to swim, you will not be able to save yourself. In the days to come, the world is going to be a changed world. The pace of change is faster and faster by each passing day. Be prepared for the future and pursue excellence with the university. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a great session. I just wanted to let you know that how much I have appreciated your structured approach to such a wide topic with some fantastic takeaways, which I believe that the students will also put into practice. So, may I get a response from the students that are you all enjoying the sessions? Are you all finding it interesting? Okay, so can I expect a feedback from all of you for all the sessions? Have you all downloaded the AU Forceps app? Right. So for each session, there will be a feedback session, and I expect that all of you should give your feedback. It is valuable to each one of us. Thank you. Now, heading forward for the next session, expecting changes, analyzing the landscapes, one need to take the new opportunities as it's come in its way. It is always better not to be the chessboard, but a pro player. It is your move that decides your landing abilities. Now, let me welcome Mr. Abhijit Giri, Director of Career Development Center, Alumni Relations and Group Outreach. Sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And very good morning to all of you. No energy. No energy. It's just about to, you all are waiting for lunch, right? Okay. That's a true confession. I mean, that's absolutely true that we all are waiting for lunch. However, I would not take much time. I would take very little time. But a very important points that I would like to say. Thank you so much, Priyanka, for giving me this opportunity here. And truly I am delighted today and excited, delighted, motivated to have you all here in the very first day in the temple of learning that Adamas University is offering to all of you. I, on behalf of the entire university, would also like to convey our heartiest thanks and best wishes to all of you. And of course, convey our heartiest thanks to the parents, those who took this decision to put you here in this campus, and you all chosen Adamas University as a partner of your academic journey in coming few years. while I'm going to say, I understand, since from the morning, Honorable Chancellor Sir has shared his thought of coming up with this university. He's learning from the across globe he's trying to put into this university to make you all happy in coming days, enriched in coming days. Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir has shared his thoughts and ideas of the vision and mission of this university and best practices. I think Professor Dr. Shantanu Roy has already shared, some heavy, I would say that rules and regulations. And of course, this is paramount, that is very important discipline, which probably an academic institute can give for the entire life. Professor Dr. Das talk about how the academic degree and the skill can marry each other and you can build a beautiful life and career in coming days. I understand on just before the lunch, you all are tired with all these, heavy, all ideas and all. So let's make it a little lighter. And are you ready to make it a fun and play a small game with now to start with my presentation? Are you all ready? Yes or no? Fantastic, fantastic. A very small game. You need to use your 4 fingers, only 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it visible to last? Only 4 fingers. And you have to use your left palm. Right? Exercise I will tell you. I'll just count 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll narrate a small story within 2 minutes, within 2 seconds or 3 seconds. The moment I say 1, you need to use your index finger and, tap here. Yeah? Moment I say 2, you will use your 2 finger and tap here. 3, and likewise it will continue. Are you ready? Yes or no? It's a very fun. Yesterday was rainy day, today is sunny day. Yesterday was, you all feel that it's a comfortable weather. Today you all are, little bit of hot and all. So let the, rain come inside. I think that is a beautiful, way to start. Shall I start? Shall I start? Yes or no? Fantastic. So let's ready. I think I would request my colleagues here who are sitting in the front bench, let them also do the same exercise. All you ready? Let's start. When I say 1, just tap here and feel that একটা বর্ষার দিনে একটা টিনের ছাদওয়ালা দালানে তোমরা এসছো সন্ধ্যের দিকে, সেই সময় জাস্ট বৃষ্টি শুরু হয়েছে। Start feeling that, the moment. And let's start. When I say 1, start tapping here. Start, everyone. Everyone start tapping 1. Everyone, please. Sound, everyone. 2 finger. 3 finger. And now for louder. Welcome all you in this great auditorium today. Thank you so much. That is nothing but the clapping exercise that all you need to do. Thank you so much. Now, next 15-20 minutes, I'm going to talk about something which is extremely essential for everyone. Something which is very close to my heart, something very close to all our, university heart, something very close to your heart, and of course, something very, very essential component for your parents, those who are looking for. I think very first day, almost about few weeks or few months before when you came in the campus, the first question that you asked is, nothing. What is the placement statistics? Am I right or wrong? And the last question that you asked when you leaving the campus and about to take the decision whether to take admission here or not, the last question you also asked, what is the placement statistics? Am I right or wrong? Yes or no? In between you asked many questions, infrastructure, academic, hostel, Wi-Fi is available there or not, every question that you have asked, But the first question is placement, last question is placement. Yes or no? So I'm just going to talk about that important topic. In fact, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, in the mission statement, the first line of the mission statement, if you can recall, we emphasized on employability. Honorable Dr. Naveen Das also spoke about academic and a skill to make you employable. So that's the very important point that I would like to talk about. Now, if you look at the pathway of any education, is our experience says like this. Almost about 70% of the students who are passing out is looking for the job and their life and their career in corporate world. They want to establish themselves in the world where the lifestyle, where the huge huge level of growth, prosperity in their life. The 15% of the students who are looking for their life in higher studies and research. They want to do more study, more research, come out with the new innovation plans and all. 10% of the students are interested to go for government sector, public sector job opportunities. And of course, 5% of the students who are looking for either to go back and join their family business or want to start their own entrepreneurship, own business, own incubation. While Adams University is fully committed to support everything, I represent Career Development Center, CDC, while CDC is fully committed and responsible to give you the bridge between you and your career aspiration, be it corporate world, be it higher studies, be it go abroad, be it government job, or be it entrepreneurship journey. While we have as dedicated departments, I think Dr. Das was touch upon that points, that we have a dedicated department who are teaching you, who are making you ready for the government job, who are making you ready to start your entrepreneurship journey. Just after me, Professor Dr. Saptarshi, who is going to talk about that entrepreneurship now. We have a dedicated department who help you to make you ready to go abroad and go for the higher studies and research work. These all are there. But the CDCE, Career Development Center, is going to just make a bridge between all these things. But since majority of the students, almost 70% plus students, are looking for their life and looking for their career in the corporate world, I would like to touch upon very importantly this point here. So before getting into this corporate world, I would like to, in the very first day of your journey with Adams University, on record, I'm just going to have some commitment from my side, from university side, from CDC side, to all of you, to make you comfortable and to make you confident that what exactly that you are going to do. Here, most importantly, we are committed, 100% committed, to bring the internship, industry visit, and industry project opportunity for all of you. Because we strongly believe your perfect education, your readiness for the world is not done until and unless you go outside of the classroom and implement the best practices that you are learning inside of the classroom. And thereby, we are fully committed and give you this opportunity for internship, industry visit, and industry project. The second most important point, it's a commitment as well as it is a sort of guarantee that I would like to give it to all of you with a full confidence. CDC and the university is going to bring top-class placement opportunity for all of you. Best of the best placement opportunity, not only from India, is going to bring the opportunity from across the globe for all of you. You are in the right place, you are in the right time at the right place to grab this opportunity in the journey of your education system at Adams University. So far, whatever we are doing, rules, regulations, process, whatever we are doing, just to make you ready to grab that opportunity that CDC is going to bring for you from across the globe. Last, which is very important, not only for you, It is very important for even your parents. We call it as return on investment. During these 2 years to 5 years time, you are in Adams University, the kind of money and kind of time that you are going to invest, we are committed to return back that within 1.5 to 2.5 years after completion of your program. So this is a great, great commitment that I'm just going to make you here so that you can feel comfortable and you can motivate yourself towards that direction. Are you motivated now? Yes or no? Okay. So how are you going to do it? We have 4 different dedicated departments here to do this. One is corporate outreach, second is training system, third is fulfillment system, and of course, fourth is alumni relation. Alumni is something which actually make the university, make the institute known to the external world, create the brand into the external world, and that's how alumni is very, very important. And my dear friends here today, your alumni, your seniors, those who have passed out, now established in top organizations, starts from Microsoft to Google, to IBM, to HDFC, to ICICI, to Bank of America, anywhere you say, they are going to help you in the journey, in the transformation from your campus life to the corporate life. So I would like to take a few seconds time to introduce the respective departmental colleagues of CDC to all of you, so that by the time you will be interacting with them, you can understand who are all there. Let me first introduce the outreach team members here. Here in Kolkata, we have Mr. Shomojit Ganguly, Shomojit, Jayant, Devlina, and Otonu, who are all operating from Kolkata. They are here in the campus. You can go anytime, talk to them, spend time with them, understand the happenings of the world, and you can start making yourself ready for that world. We have with us Mr. Amit Misra is operating from Delhi NCR. We have with us Mr. Nitish Chauhan is Ahmedabad. We have with us Rupam Sinha Roy from Mumbai. We have with us Girija Jagdish from Hyderabad, and of course, we have with us Mustaba Wasim is from Bangalore. While I am talking about India, my dear friends, we have counterpart in the different part of the world. We have people available in Dubai, we have people available in UK, Singapore, Canada, and Australia. They all are ready to support you in the many ways if you are really interested to take up that challenge and opportunity which is there in Adams University to grab. Now, anything and everything that CDC, Career Development Cell, will do, there must be a proper channel of flawless execution. Now, to do that flawless execution in the campus, we have with us Surajit, Partho, and Debayan. These 3 gentlemen is going to help you in anything and everything of the Career Development Center available in the campus for every execution. Now, how do we do that? That is a very important point. The first point that we do is, we evaluate your skill on a frequent basis, on a regular basis, on every 6 months, on every 1 year. We evaluate your growth and skill, and we match it with the industry skill requirement. Where you are today, what is the need of industry? This matching, this balancing is going on every quarterly, every 6 months, so we are matching it. So that we can understand, and you as a student can regularly get a feedback that where all that you need to improve to reach to your aspiration or reach to your destination that you are actually looking for. In Adams, since I was talking about ROI, return on investment, we just simply do not allow any organization and every organization in the campus for the recruitment. This is a very, very important point that I would like to make it and very clear, that any organization and every organization is not allowed in our campus for the recruitment. There are some parameters, there are some the rules and regulations that we evaluate the organization who are all eligible to come our campus for the recruitment. It's not like that anything and everything is possible here. Then we engage that industry with you by different means. We engage them either by self-talk, the mentorship, or by industry project, or by internship. Many other way, we try to engage them with you on the regular basis so that you will get to know what is their requirement and all. And finally, as I committed in my previous slide, we are 100% committed for 100% internship opportunity and of course the final placement for all of you who are really interested to take up this in your life and career in coming days. The first step towards that, as I said, the learning in classroom and the learning of your black and white book may differ while you are going to apply. So application is a paramount important of your life when you are going to do something in your career. To start with, we have 100% mandate for the internship for every programs, be it credit programs, be it audit programs. Internship is a mandate for everybody. Let's have a look at the internship statistics. I think that is a very encouraging statistics. Honorable Chancellor, Vice Chancellor Sir, in his presentation, already shown that 100% internship. But how it is 100%, let's have a look. 2020, when everything was locked down during COVID and all, 2021 is almost everything was under lockdown, while Adamas University, in a full team effort, could manage to have 100% internship target of our university. While because of the COVID lockdown and all, we have majority of the internship in virtual mode. Majority of the internship in the virtual mode. Only limited number internship in physical mode, but when 2022, everything is now normal, we are back to track, then 86% internship is physical internship. I am very happy to share with all of you here today. Our students are today there in Airbus. Our students are today there in ITC. Our students are today there in Flipkart. Our students are today there in G Media. Our students are today there in PWD for doing their internship, live internship in the physical mode. They are learning what they have learned in their classroom. Most important point I would like to point out here, look at the PPO, pre-placement offer. While you are doing internship, there is always a chance to get the opportunity to convert that internship as a final placement. If you do great, if you do good into the internship, your organization is going to give you the final placement opportunity. And I'm so happy, year on year, 10 to 12% of the students are doing intern, converting themselves as PPO, that is pre-placement offer. 2022, we are greatly waiting to maximize this number in coming years. Let's have a look the real story, the placement story that all of you are looking for, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? So let's have a look last 4-year placement story. This is very interesting placement story, 2019 to 2022. 2019, when 78% of our students got placed, 88 corporates visited us, and only 9% of our students received more than 2 or 3 offer letter in their hand. Have a look, the shift, the growth, what we are going to promote in 2022. 93% of our students placed in 22. 93%, 177 unique corporate visited our campus. Very, very unique, achievement that CDC and this university has achieved so far. 177 unique corporate visited our campus. 33% of the students received more than 2 or 3 offer letter in their hand. Now they are discussing with their parents, friends, and guide which offer letter they should actually take where they should go. Either they should go to join TCS, they should go to join IBM, they should go to join Amazon, they are going to join which company they are going to join. Now it is on their hand to choose. We want to equip our student in that way. They must have at least 3-4 offer letter in their hand. They need to choose where they want to go and build their life and start their career. That's the important movement Adamas University is going to do. And 18 lakhs is the highest CTC so far we could manage to offer. 1.5 lakhs per month. 1.5 lakhs per month our students are receiving today. So your senior have achieved, they have created the path for you. Like Mahatma Gandhi created, made path for us, the freedom path for us, your seniors made path for you. Can you please put your hands together and celebrate the success of your seniors? These are the sort of organization, and industry where our students are placed. You name any sector today, be it IT, telecom, construction, edutech, banking, finance, FMCG, production, the film, the electronics, biotechnology, pharma, law, you name any, sector, our students are today placed. I would like to take 1 minute time to make all of you to understand, and of course the parents are there in the Audi. I would also request the parents to understand this slide. This is a very, very important. Very important. I think this slide can change the mind and the rule of the game in coming days. 2019, when 62% of our students placed in the eastern part of the country, West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, the northeast countries. But today in 2022, have a look, just reverse. 26% of our students placed here, and majority of our students are there in the North India and South India. Why I am telling this shift? Because I'm not meaning that West Bengal is not having opportunity. It is there. But what I'm trying to tell you is, if you would like to grab the biggest opportunity, if you would like to prosper your life, if you would like to stable yourself make your family, make your parents happy with your success, I think you as well as your parent should not have the limitation of the domestic wall of the state, neither the domestic wall of the country. I think you all must have now start breaking the mind, the concept of domestic wall of the state and the country. Opportunities, prosperity, growth are there in the different corner of this globe. My suggestion to all of you is make yourself ready and grab this opportunity, and you are going to create the milestone for the next generation. Like your seniors create the road for you, you are going to create the road for your next generation, your next junior students, those who are going to come next year and next year and next year. So this is what I'm trying to tell all of you. Have a look of the kind of company, kind of organizations visited our campus. TCS, Infosys, IBM, Wipro, Codenation, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, KPMG, PwC, Airbus, everyone by the name, they have visited our campus, interacted our students, recruited our students either for internship or placement or for project. In many of the means, they are here to engage. Have a look in the second slide, the kind of organization. G Media, Bank of America, Flipkart, Piramal, ITC, it's a great conglomerate today. Pinnacle, ABP Network, Nielsen, during election, once you are switched on your ABP news channel, you must have seen that Nielsen and ABP is collaboratively doing the research and giving the prediction and all. So this Nielsen is here to recruit our students here. Biocon, Dabur, biotechnology students are there in Biocon, Dabur, Cryoviva. Cryoviva is a very important company, those who are preserving the cord cell and coming up with a new way of treating the, the diseases in coming days. Baizu, Hoichoi, Empaxis, SMC Finance, now I don't think I should actually tell the name Bharat Serum Vaccine because of the COVID. You all are known of these companies, Sun Pharma. Another very important point. Our students, this is the practice of the university, that students have to go to the industry to spend 1 or 2 days time there. Sometimes it is 1 month time there, especially for pharma, School of Medical Science students. They need to go to the industry and spend 1 month long time there. So let's have a look in the very recent industry visited that our students did. Adani Wilmar, Coca-Cola, Alchem, Lupin, Hetero, Britannia, Mankind Pharma, where all our students with a badge, they are there, they are doing, understanding the practices, on-floor work, on-shop work, and they are coming back with that enriched knowledge again back to the university and presenting what they have learned from the industry. We are partner with top-notch industries. They are here to guide you, to mentor you, to train you, to make ready for the tomorrow's world. Toyota, I think in the month of September, Dr. Sujoy Bhattacharya, the Dean of School of Engineering and Technology is here. He is sending a bunch of students to Toyota for the 1 week or 10 days, practice, 10 days training in the Toyota factory in Bangalore. How Innova car is actually developing. Within 45 seconds, one Innova car is actually coming out ready to move in the road, how it is. So all these tricks and techniques they are going to learn. Larsen & Toubro, Biocon, IBM, Gensar, Bosch, RPG, Guwahati Biotechnology Park, it's a government of Assam initiatives, Suraksha, Majar, Safe Express, Cambridge English. Many of you may interested to go abroad for the study and job. So they must have to clear the TOEFL, IELTS and all. So Cambridge is actually going to teach you that. So many of such things are happening. While you are going to achieve this big success, of course, only academics, along with the academics, you have to do many things. I think my previous, the speakers, they have already identified few very important points that you need to develop through the life skill and all. Training is very important. Let me take this opportunity to introduce a dedicated training team in CDC to make you ready for tomorrow's world. We have Indra Sen Pandey for the communication and soft skill. Tarun Arora is for aptitude skill training. Purva is for the technology skill training. Partho is here for the communication skill training. So these all are important, essential elements to make yourself success for the tomorrow's world, to face the challenge of the corporate world. We have 5-step training model. The first step that we do is regularly we evaluate your growth, where you are doing great, where you need improvement. This is very important to understand the area of improvement that will make you successful. So where you are doing great and where you are doing need improvement, every 6 months we are doing evaluation of that to understand this. Then we are offering the communication and soft skill training, which help you to build your personality, presentation skill, and all. Then we have the aptitude and problem solving skill. I think everybody was talking about the problem solving skill. The very important point is that critical thinking that everybody, or the attitude of critical thinking is very important. So these are going to be discussed in this training. Then basic IT skill, I think today without IT there is nothing. So IT skill is and must IT skill we need to do. And of course, as all you know, Honorable Vice Chancellor sir in his presentation, I think 5-6 slides he spent to make you understand what was there a decade before is what is there today and what is going to happen maybe by the time you are going to pass out. The change, very fast change. Today, the average age of technology is less than 5 years. So today you are here in the very first day, the kind of technology that you are going to learn in your part of syllabus, part of your curriculum, probably by the time you are going to pass out, that is not going to be relevant, that is going to be obsolete. So how do you do that? Then you have to adopt new skill, new training, new technology, and you have to inbuild and get ready for the tomorrow's world and the complexity of the tomorrow's world. And you need to be trained for that. CDC is also going to train you through the different experts. But while we are doing, and by doing so, you must have seen our alumni are today established in the world-class organizations. As I swear the name of the organizations where our alumni are there, so they are doing their successful life. We have a dedicated alumni office, those who are managing the relation with them on the day-to-day basis, Mr. Maloy Roy and Mohit, both of them are managing this. We have a governing body of alumni, those who have passed out. It's a very elite team of people who are dedicated team of people are here in the alumni governing body. They are also going to bring opportunity and support you in your journey. No matter what I said, it is important the success story, what the success story says. Let's play this video, see the success stories, see our alumni, where are they placed, what they say. Please play the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Momita Sengupta. I have done my BCA from this university, year of passing 2020. From this university, really I have made so many beautiful people and got some real friend of my life. This university helped me a lot to get a job and be successful in my career. Currently, I am working as a test analyst in Infosys and posted at Bhubaneswar. Thank you.
Hello, so happy, placed in Infosys.
This is from a mechanical engineering class of 2017. The 4 years in college is when I explored various things and tried to understand what I want to pursue in my life. And today, after several cross-functional roles in the domain of business, I'm working as an innovation manager with Link Innovations, which is an Indo-French boutique consulting firm helping Fortune 100 clients manage and develop an innovative mindset for their employees and for new product development.
Hi, I'm Sneha Bishwas, an alumni of Adamas University and a master's student at the Radboud University in the Netherlands. This video is dedicated towards the Faculty of Science, my department from Adamas University during my bachelor's. I want to share that I'm very grateful with your teachings and your lessons and your guidance. It's been a blessing to be your student. I am learning a lot, but all the lessons that you have given me throughout my bachelor's at Adamas will always be there and will always be followed wherever I go. Thank you for all your contribution. If it wasn't for you, maybe I wouldn't be here where I am right now. Thank you very much.
নমস্কার, আমার নাম তনয় বোস। আমি অ্যাডামাস ইউনিভার্সিটির 2020 ব্যাচের জার্নালিজম মাস্টার্স স্টুডেন্ট। আমি এখানে জয়েন করার পর যে প্রসপেক্টসগুলো পেয়েছি সেগুলো আমাকে আমার ক্যারিয়ারে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যেতে প্রচুর হেল্প করেছে। এখন আমি বর্তমানে টিভি9 বাংলায় প্রোগ্রাম প্রডিউসার হিসেবে চাকরি করছি। আর আজকে এই অ্যালুমিনি মিটে এসে আমার সত্যিই খুব ভালো লাগছে। পুরনো মানুষদের সাথে দেখা হচ্ছে, পুরনো বন্ধুদের সাথে দেখা হচ্ছে, ফ্যাকাল্টিদের সাথে দেখা হচ্ছে এবং আশা করি সামনে আরও অনেক চমক অপেক্ষা করছে। আশা করি দিনটা খুব ভালো কাটবে। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Let's see few more alumni what they say. Play the video, please. This is inbuilt. This is inbuilt. Second one.
Hello, I am Shilpi Ghosh Sinha Rai.
Imagine a B.Ed student is placed in the world-class company today.
University.
Just have a look.
It gives me immense satisfaction and give a powerful gratitude to Team SOE who has extracted my talents, who has molded, casted, and given it a final finish with soft skill, which has helped me to crack a pan-India interview in an icon company. Not only this, Team SOE has given me a national and international opportunity where the most prestigious one was the internship of 4 months in Far Eastern University, Philippines main campus. Apart from that, it conducts also immersion programs which gives an opportunity to invade into the cultural and social skills of other international universities. Gathering, acquiring and learning these social skills, cultures, soft skills, today I have able to crack such interview with so many competitive universities in Bangalore. Thank you.
Greetings to all. I am Anirban Ganguly, a B.Pharm pass out from the batch of 2021 from School of Pharmaceutical Technology, Adamas University. Presently, I am working with CIPLA at Sikkim. My days at Adamas were very glorious and memorable. I took part in various events like cultural and both academic events, and the support that we received from the faculty members were really appreciable and is really motivating, and which also made the journey from academics to industry very easy and smooth for us. Thank you.
My name
Many
is
of you are
Aini
law
Malveja.
students here.
I'm a 5th year BLLD Business Law and a student of Adamas University, Kolkata. I take immense pride to announce that I have been placed at an esteemed organization, Tech Mahindra, for the post of EGRC Associate. I thank my almighty parents, sisters, my professors and all other persons associated with my journey so far. I would like to thank the placement cell of Adamas University. A special thanks to Wasim sir, Abhijit sir, Jayanta sir, Ashish sir and all others for arranging such a wonderful opportunity and coordination at each step. I must say Adamas University provides 100% placement assistance.
She is presently there with Tech Mahindra.
I'm an English graduate from Calcutta University. I did my MBA in Communication Management from Adamas University, which was a very enriching experience for me. Apart from my academics, the sports has also helped my professional skills to build up. I got an on-campus placement in one of the leading news channels, news network you can say, ABP Network, in their digital marketing division. I would like to show my gratitude and thanks to Adamas University for providing me with this opportunity and honing my skills. Thank you so much.
Presently they are in ABP, Anand Bazar group. So I think that's how our alumni are talking about. I think I won't take much time. This is, just before this, yeah. I think this is the time with these success stories, let all of us, you, me, the university, every stakeholder of this university and your parents be part of your journey and dream for a great, great success. Play this video. August 22 today, a seed is planted. With the hope and belief hope and dream, I would like to take a pause. You all as a seed is planted in this great soil and the temple of learning Adamas University and the dream of you, me, all stakeholders of this university and your parents to give the seed of thousands and millions of this world. Wish you all the best and thank you. Congratulations.
I cannot thank you, sir, for your time and the helpful, thought-provoking, invaluable session. Commendable achievements by your alumni and commendable and praiseworthy role played by the CDC team. It is always the innovation which distinguishes between a leader and a follower. With this, I would now like to invite Dr. Shoptoshi Chatterjee, Associate Director, Incubation and Chief Coordinator and Principal Investigator, E-Yuva Center, Adamus University, supported by BIRAC, Government of India. Before we start with the session, I just want to make a note to each one of you. Today's lunch will be a paid lunch, and the lunch will be served just behind the auditorium at the lawn, and you can also visit the food court, which is commonly known as Adamus University's canteen. Thank you. Sir, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. The lunch has not yet been announced. I think the announcement was after the session, you will proceed for lunch. Can I have everyone seated, please? So how many of you are hungry? Okay, quite a big number. So can you raise both your hands? See, 50% of the hands is carrying mobile phone. So that means your mobile phone can quench your hunger or thirst. So I stand between your lunch and the session, and most importantly, I am not going to serve you food to eat, but let me try to give you or serve you a little bit of food for thought. I would start with a question saying, how many of you want to be successful? Can you please raise your hands? Some people taking time to raise. Okay, fine, thank you. The next question comes, obviously, how many of you know how to become successful? Yes? It would require a very minute attention to find out a few hands raised here who knows how to become successful. So, ideally, we are in search of success, and the recipe may not be known to us at this stage. And there comes the role of us, your mentors at Adamus University, how we can take you to the path of success. Today, we are going to speak to you about certain pillars of success. Till now, you have been listening or knowing that laboratory which gives you skill, library that gives you knowledge can make you successful. So most of you know that your knowledge and skill will make you successful, but that is not the end. You need to know about research, you need to know about innovation, and you need to know about incubation. The hand-holding of these three, along with the most important component, that is social responsibility, and that can take you to the destination, and what we call is success. So welcome to Adamus University, welcome to a place where you can choose your destination to become successful, and welcome to the journey towards becoming successful in life. So when I show this picture, how beautiful it is. It's a place in Kashmir. But if you carefully look at the road to reach this place, it's dangerous. So we need to understand that difficult roads often lead to beautiful destination. You cannot stop your journey fearing the obstacles at the road, fearing that there are so many challenges in the road. You have to overcome that, and that's the role of a university in your life, which will not only give you a very beautiful glimpse of the success, it will also give you the power to overcome the obstacle so that you become successful and reach these destinations. So as I already said, that we are going to speak about certain components like innovation, research, and others. Let us try to find out what all are the tools required in your toolbox. When you call a mechanic, they have certain tools. So what all tools do you require in your toolbox in order to unlock the potential of becoming successful? And there comes the role of research, innovation, and incubation. Certain points we need to remember. Certain points we need to imbibe in our journey so that we become successful. Let us try to categorize and understand them. The first being challenge yourself. We all are brought up in a situation where the only word we listened was competition. We always wanted to be first. We always wanted to come first, be the first person to do that. But believe me, it's not the others you are challenging. You need to challenge yourself. You need to challenge your limit. If you study 6 hours today, tomorrow it should be 7 hours. If you can do something in 10 days today, tomorrow your efficiency should be so that you can do the same thing in 6 days maybe, or a lesser time. So you need to challenge yourself. You need to evolve. The world is evolving in a very faster way. So you cannot just have the older century skills. You cannot be complacent saying that today what I know that will serve the purpose in my life. No, you need to be at a faster pace in evolving yourself to keep the pace of the world. Speak out of your idea. You need to speak your idea. We often have great ideas, but we keep it ourselves, thinking that if I share the idea, it will be stolen. My dear, no idea has any value until you speak it up, until you work on that. Simply having an idea cannot lead you to success. It is a self-complacence you may gain, saying that I have got so many ideas. Do not copy. We are very fond in sharing WhatsApp messages, in sharing content that someone has created, and sharing ideas of others. But what about something on our own? Can we come out of the comfort zone and say, let us be a creator, let us not copy others. But on the other hand, let us not try to reinvent the wheel. Let us adopt the best practices. What all the seniors, the mentors, the professors are telling, let us adapt to that. And think out of the box, what we'll be discussing in a few minutes. So how is these tools that I'm calling research, innovation, incubation, social responsibilities, how are they related? Let us try to understand the fact. It all starts with an idea. I think Sachin Tendulkar should have played a square cut instead of a cover drive because he has got out. We all have discussed that. The finance minister should give an alternate taxation plan. We all discussed that because it's our idea. It's not implemented. And we, over a cup of tea or coffee, we are very much fascinated with our ideas. But what happens? Your idea needs to be presented. Where? It's not important that you present your idea to people who would only nod their head and say, yes, you have a great idea, but you require people to say that who would cut your idea, who will dissect your idea, who will object to your idea and there comes the role of research, who will validate your idea and say that whether you are on the correct path. It may not be that your idea, which you feel is a great one, may or may not work. So who is there to validate this? It is you who has to do it through research. And when we do research, it comes whether you are doing something unique or something routine. Obviously, when you do something unique, we call it innovation. That is, you have done something for the first time and you get a credibility of it. So if I ask a question, how would you like that you have created a business model? You have created a new business model, but someone else is making money of it. Is it accepted? Yes or no? You create a device and someone else makes business out of it. Is it accepted? A very light no, because today you feel that what will happen if someone does it. But just imagine out of your business idea, if it is a billionaire company, which may have originated from your idea, then it's a big thing to worry. And that's why you require something called intellectual property right. Till now, we were all thinking that our property means the movable cash, money, or the building that we have, but we never thought our intellect that we possess, whatever we create out of our intellect, that is a great property, and the property has to be secured through legal way, and that is what we call intellectual property right, to protect your idea, to protect the development that you have made through your intelligence or intellect. So when you protect your idea and create something new, a vaccine created in the lab, will it create any value to the common people until some business house takes it up, does a mass production, and actually through a logistic chain, it reaches to your dispensary, to the hospital, or your doorstep. Until that, no invention, no innovation, or no idea has any meaning until it reaches the end customer. And there comes the role of a business incubation who grooms you so that your idea can be converted into an enterprise. And only then you reach success. So idea to success is a journey. And often I say, when I said out of the box thinking is important, so a normal question I get is that, sir, do I need to travel from A to B, B to C, and all the way come to G to reach success? Can't I reach success from A to G directly? My dear, there is a roadblock, and this roadblock, you already know that there is no shortcut to success. So there is no shortcut, that you have to travel the entire path in order to succeed in life. Your success is not what you have, but what you give. Your great idea, until it converts into a product, it converts into a service and reaches the common people, it has no meaning. And you give what you have. When you are happy, you give happiness. When you are sad, you give sadness. When you have money, then only you can help others with financial help or money. So, in order to acquire those skills, let us dig a bit deeper. Let us try to find out a little more. And when we say that let us try to find out a little more, what we are saying is nothing but we are saying about research. So what is research? Research is knowing the unknown. Is there a possibility of life in Mars? Yes or no? Yes. Can you prove it? No. So, you do not know whether there is a possibility of life in Mars. You never know when the second person will land on moon. So that's the quenching of thirst that we say, knowing the unknown, what we always want to do. We can create something new. You have seen about robots. You have seen about aeroplanes. You have seen vaccines. You have seen several products which was not existing just a couple of years back. Now, that's something called creating new. So you are not only learning things, you have to develop yourself so that you can create new, you can innovate, you can actually leave a mark on the planet saying this is your contribution using your knowledge and skill. Now coming to the research at Adams University, let us give you a glimpse of the impact, which you may not understand at this stage. We have received 5 crore plus research grant from government. We have got 270 plus international publications, 850 plus citation, 20 patent filed, and 12 research center. So a question might arise at your mind right now saying, how does this matter to you? My dear students, you are not in a school or college where the only purpose is to disseminate knowledge. Whatever I know, I give it to you. That's not the purpose in a university. In a university, the purpose is to create knowledge. That means whatever you have been studying in your textbook, someone might have done research 10 years back or 20 years back, and today you, in a single statement, maybe DNA is double helix, maybe laws of motion, maybe other theories and laws that you studied is based on the research of several people that you study in a single line in a textbook. So we give you an opportunity to be the part of the history, to be a part of the knowledge creation, where your intellect will be converted into knowledge through research, and you can get the fruit after 10 years, maybe whatever you have invented, whatever you have discovered, whatever new you have told for the first time with the mentorship of professors, that would come in the textbook, and that would be the greatest success what we can think of. We are very much proud to say our students have got more than 50 international publications, where the author are not only scientists and professors, but the author are our own students, and that too from the undergraduate and postgraduate level. So it did not be that you have to complete your PhD and postdoc in order to contribute in the field of science, arts, commerce, or whatever domain you say. At the beginning only, you learn things as well as you create knowledge, and that is appreciated throughout the world through peer review publications which are international, and our students have made us proud in this. We have got extramural projects from very prestigious grant authorities, including DRDO, the Defense Research Organization, DST, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Indian Council of Medical Research, BIRAC, NSTDB, and many more, who have generously funded us so that we can use the quality of research in the campus. We can use our infrastructure, we can use our human capital, every faculty members, along with the students, the research group can create knowledge for the society. So what is innovation? It is the ability to see the change or problem as opportunity. So what was the greatest problem the mankind was facing for the last 2 years? Probably COVID. You would say COVID is the problem, but actually not. It is, we could not tackle COVID. Now there are so many speakers internationally who are joining us, who are giving speech, lecture. Academics is being continued through virtual mode. So we could adapt to changes. We could say that we have defeated COVID not only by preparing vaccine and making us immunized. We have defeated COVID technologically. We have defeated COVID socially, because we take pride in saying that we are not socially distant, we are physically distant, and we are socially very much connected with all the avenues that you have today. I would not go in detail with the innovation, but I would like to point out 3 people of different generation who showed that innovation persists over the ages. The first person is Thomas Alva Edison, having 1,000+ patents to its credit. So 1,000+ new ideas, 1,000+ new innovation, 1,000+ contribution to the society he has made, and that would make him known throughout the ages. Can you name the other 2 persons from the audience? Mark Zuckerberg, known for Facebook. So all of us, most of you who has raised both your hands having a mobile phone, was using Facebook, I can very well predict. And that says that being the world close together. So in the most difficult times of humanity that we have seen, the last couple of years of COVID-affected time, we were connected very well through the mechanism of Facebook. And just read the tagline. It does not say a great technology. It does not say a great business. It says, bring the world close together. The same thing he holds good for Steve Jobs, who says, stay hungry, stay foolish. I started my presentation saying, how many of you are hungry? I cannot give you food, but what I can give you some food for thought. And that would say that if you think yourself to be foolish, you would always be a learner. You will become a lifelong learner, and becoming hungry towards knowledge, becoming hungry and becoming foolish can actually hold the key of success. And we all are knowing how much successful Apple is. The company Apple Corporation is. So it's not only their technology, it is the philosophy towards innovation, research and learning that has taken it way ahead of the competitors. There is a traditional conflict saying, if I study technology, if I do higher education, and third thing, if I am in Bengal, I am not in business. These 3 are very common words that we listen. But I have given certain examples. You belong to a land from which 6 out of 7 Nobel laureates belong to. You belong to a land which has given the father of chemistry in India, Acharya Prafulla Chandra Roy, and he is not only known for his excellence in chemistry, he is also known as the founder of Bengal Chemical. All of us know about the company called Dagback, but seldom, very few of us know that he was a student of Stanford University. So there is no conflict that you are higher educated, you are educated with technology, management, liberal arts, law. You can create a venture on your own and you can transfer your intellect, knowledge and skill so that you can create an enterprise that will give employment to many and actually serve the society. So my next question to the audience would be, how many of you want a job? Can you raise your hands? Okay, a good population. And when you raise your hands in front of employers, you say, I am a BTech, I want a job. I am a LLB, I want a job. I am a BCom, I am a MBA. But just have a look how the job givers look at your hand. It's all in gray shade. So it doesn't matter really what degree you have, which organization you belong to. What is more important are the very 3 aspects of learning, and there comes the role of Adamas University. We already said knowledge, skill, and attitude. Just imagine, I hope you have seen such unfortunate incidents in the newspaper that while preparing a bomb, a person was blown away. Have you listened to such things in the newspaper? It comes often. A person got blown away while preparing a bomb. You know why? Because he was knowledgeable what components to be used, but he was not skillful. Now when you prepare a bomb, whether you prepare a tunnel out of it or whether you throw it at people and kill people, that doesn't depend on your knowledge and skill. Because you have prepared the bomb, you are knowledgeable and you are skillful. But whom to throw it? To use it in a positive purpose or to use in a destructive purpose? That comes the role of attitude. So I take pride in saying at Adamas University, you are not only trained on skill, you are not only given knowledge, but you are here to create a correct attitude so that you can succeed in life in a positive way. There is always a never-ending queue of job seekers who would say, I want a job, as most of you raised your hands. But this is the state of the student when we ask, do you want to do a business? Can you convert yourself from a job seeker to a job giver? I know it's difficult because whenever we say of business, you think that I do not have a capital, I do not have so much of money that I can invest and create a business because business requires capital. But my dear students, have you ever thought that knowledge and skill that you are gaining from a university, that can well become a capital and you can become a job giver saying, we are hiring, rather than saying, please hire me, I have completed my degree or from this college or university. So when we speak of this, we get several questions, especially the WH words. Who will do a business? How will I do a business? What to do? Where to do? And all. And there comes the role of the Center for Incubation, where we groom you, where we give a life to your idea. If you keep a seed on a plastic bottle, over ages it will remain as a seed. But if you nurture it, if we plant it on the soil, if you give water to it, tomorrow it will become a plant bearing fruits. Likewise, the Center for Incubation, we believe in nurturing ideas. We believe in providing mentorship and technical support so that your idea that you might think today that it is something very trivial, बहुत छोटा सा idea है मेरा, but tomorrow you never know, with all the fruits and flowers, it will become a big company. And in India, definitely unemployment is a problem, and where you can actually solve the problem through entrepreneurship development. We do not require every student to become an entrepreneur, but just imagine, just double the number of Tatas, Adanis and Ambanis. The unemployment problem would be solved to a great extent, and tomorrow you can start dreaming that you can be one of them. We provide support of research, we provide professional grooming and mentoring, industry collaboration, seed funding, infrastructural support, IPR and legal aid, so that all the components of creating a venture, all the components of creating a company for which you are the owner, you are not working under anyone, you have created it. We provide a 360-degree support for that. So now comes the question, success or failure? What's the chance of your success? How many of you think your chance of success throughout your life is higher? Can you raise your hand? Let me see how confident you are. Chance for getting success in life, very few. Chance for getting failure? Yes? There is nothing in between. Either you succeed or you fail. There is nothing called grace marks. There is nothing called B, C or D, either O or fail. Similarly, if we take the analogy of this, we will see the scope of failure is always higher. So at any organization you go, if you analyze your life throughout, you would see that the chance of failure is always higher. And it is very important. When you are successful, everything is good. Everyone appreciates your success. Everyone takes pride in your success. But what happens when you fail? At Adamas University, we take pride in saying, we celebrate your failure. But failure doesn't mean that you would stop trying for success. Try. So, fear of failure is something that we need to eliminate from our mind. We may say that I started from A, I went to B, at stage C I failed, and we say, thank you, congratulations, you have gone from A to C, you could not reach E or F. But that knowledge of A to C would be helpful for others and yourself to become successful. 90% of the startups fail. So I already said you don't require 10 Tatas and Ambanis. There will be no one to work for them. We require one or two of you who would challenge themselves, who would say, I would become an entrepreneur, I would innovate in my domain, and I will create an enterprise that can serve the society. And our students have really done it. In that most difficult time, that is the COVID time, our student has prepared automated sanitizer dispensing machine, which you can witness at all the buildings, and that has been prepared by our student. You can see the drone which is being flown, which is being used for agricultural purpose, and again the technology has been developed by our students. One of the greatest problems during Holi is that the color contains various heavy metals and is toxic to the skin. So our biotechnology club has prepared herbal abir that is safe for use. We have been fortunate that our students have innovated and prepared handmade paper. So all of these things may not be very big innovation, may be frugal, maybe a small step, but if you can start achieving these steps from your next day onwards, tomorrow, no one can stop you from becoming successful. To support the entire ecosystem, we have the Industry Academia Collaboration Center funded by Bosch. We have the Institutions Innovation Council under the Ministry of Education, Government of India. We have the Center for Incubation, and we have the EUA Center, which is funded by BIRAC, Government of India. Adamas University also takes pride in funding the innovators, the grassroots innovators. So you need not worry for fund. You need not worry for getting technical support and mentorship. If at the very beginning of your academic career, maybe in the first year of your BSc or BA or BTech, if you have the innovation in mind, please speak to us. Please write to us so that we can fund your innovation, we can evaluate innovation, and maybe after 3 years, you graduate out not only with a degree, but with a company of your own or a patent of your own. This is a glimpse of the BIRAC EUA Center, which is one of the 10 centers in India and the first and only center in West Bengal which supports translational research. That means whatever you have innovated, whatever your idea was, if you can translate it into a product or service that can go to the common people, that's the service, that's when you serve the society. We have a great facility known as the Subhash Mukhopadhyay Center for Stem Cell Biology and Regenerative Medicine. And here I need to mention that many of you may not have heard the name of Subhash Mukhopadhyay, who is the father of the first test tube baby. His invention was the test tube baby, and the method is followed throughout the world, and he missed the Nobel Prize by a whisker. So India or Bengal could have been more proud of. Our students have proved themselves in this platform. We are proud to share that many of our students have received prizes in Young Entrepreneur Summit Pune in 2020. One of our students who was just graduated from the School of Media has been awarded Young Entrepreneurship Award 2022. One of our incubatee, Dr. Bornali Ghotok, has received the big grant, Biotechnology Innovation Grant from BIDAC Government of India, worth 45 lakhs, and IIT Bombay is going to host her. So, looking at the glorious picture, looking at the picture that where you can contribute is not the end. You need to understand that whatever research you do, whatever study you do, whatever innovation, you need to have your foot on the ground, and only you will be called successful when you can serve the society. At Adamas University, we have a dedicated team of social responsibility who takes pride in saying that we have adopted 5 villages. We are part of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. We are a part of the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, our NSS wing. And there is a question mark for you to think and identify how you can play a role to make the society a better place to live. How you all are privileged enough to study in a university, to go to a college of repute. But remember, there are not so many people who are that fortunate. So how you can give back to them should always be a priority of your life. This is a glimpse of activities during the most difficult times of COVID, where our students, where our faculty members were there to make the citizens of the country aware of wearing masks, distributing sanitizer, organizing sessions with the farmers, generating skill so that they can become entrepreneurs, because many of the people have lost their job during the time. Finally, I would like to say, in a nutshell, Adamas University gives you a scope to do research. That means from today you can imagine yourself as a knowledge creator. It gives you a scope for publication. An international publication will keep you to an elevated platform where your research, your work will be appreciated throughout the world and recognized. Scope for product delivery and seed funding. Scope for protecting your intellectual property. So it's not enough that you have an intellect and you use it to create a product. You need to protect it legally. And finally, and most importantly, you should know that we also make you aware of the situation in the entire country, and we expect you to become socially responsible and give back to the society. Please feel free to reach out to the Pro Vice Chancellor, Research and Development, Professor J.K. Pandey, Dean Research and Development, Dr. Moumita Mukherjee, Associate Director, Social Responsibility, Dr. Pragyan Mohanty, Professor Shajol Shah, Director, Product and Innovation, and for incubation or entrepreneurship-related activities, please feel free to reach out to us. At the end, I would like to say, today is difficult for those who want to be successful. Really, it's not a very cakewalk. It's not a walk through a bed of roses. You have a very difficult time today. And believe me, tomorrow if you think that today you are having a tough time, tomorrow it will ease out, that is also not going to happen. But the beauty of success will come to you on the third day, that is day after tomorrow. But unfortunately, many of us will stop day after tomorrow and will not see the day to become successful, because you would feel that we are going through obstacle, we are going through failure. Stop not until your goal is reached. With this message, let me conclude and say, wish you all the success that you aspire, and at any point of time, we are there to help you out so that you become successful without further delay. Thank you very much. Enjoy your stay at Adamas University. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The crowd made it all. So what did you learn from this session? That the hard work, your new ideas and innovations can lead you to the path of success. The session was very fascinating and insightful again. Once again, I would thank you, sir. Now, we would be heading towards the lunch. I would repeat that the lunch will be a paid lunch today, and it will be served at the lawn behind the auditorium and at the food court. But before we leave for the lunch, I would request you that please maintain the timings. The timing for the lunch break will be 45 minutes from now onwards. And I need an assurance from all of you that you need to be back within time after 45 minutes so that we can begin with the post-lunch session. I request all the students to please sit, and we request our dignitaries first to leave for the lunch session, and then we can allow the students to proceed for the lunch. Thank you.